Thanks everyone for coming as well. We had some people in the morning session fly. Manny, thanks so much for coming as well, flying as well. Amazing. Really excited for this session as well. Excited to share with you guys a whole bunch of stuff. And as well, a lot of stuff we show today, we're actually gonna send you like an email with a whole bunch of goodies afterwards as well. So like the report we've got in here, GPT and all that kind of stuff, if you feel like at the end you come away with it and you're like, oh damn it, I missed that stuff, you'll get everything as well. So you won't miss anything. Because I know what it's like going to these things and you walk away all pumped up and then the next day you're like, I forgot everything. So don't worry, you won't do that today as well. I've split today up into 4 sections. So the first I wanted to talk about kind of what's happening in the world right now around like the global kind of trust collapse. Currently right now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like put your hand up if when you open up Instagram or social media, do you immediately not believe anything until you're proven wrong? I'm at that right now. Like where I open up social media, I'm like, nothing is real until I'm proven wrong. And that's kind of what I want to talk through now because it's changing the landscape of content and personal branding right now. The second thing I want to talk through is lead generating content and what is lead generating content, because you can get 1,000 likes or 10,000 likes and 0 leads. Or we had a client who got 2 likes and he got an inbound lead that closed into a deal, which was insane. And so likes don't equal leads. And I want to talk about how to kind of fuse to have both, because you want likes and leads. It creates kind of authority as well. Then we're going to spend time writing content together because you can't outsource your brain to AI, no matter as much as you want to try. Soon we may be able to do it, but how to actually write content and going through that process, because content's best when you write it yourself and then you use AI to edit and enhance it afterwards as well. Then right at the end is we'll talk through, we've created like a LinkedIn audit. So a LinkedIn audit is like a whole set of questions so you can kind of assess where you are right now. We've worked with about 1,500 business owners over 2 years, so we've kind of got the process down. And then we'll talk about what's happening in the future, what we're bringing out, how we're upgrading things as well. So pumped to have you guys here. We only have one rule as well, and we broke this rule about 100 times in the morning, so we'll see if we can fix it now as well. So I've got this mic, so when you're speaking, we use the mic. The mic doesn't project anything. It's just so we can record it, and it's also a talking stick, because otherwise sometimes it gets a bit wild when there's too many people doing. Oh, there's only about 20 people here, so it won't get that crazy. When you have a 100-person room, it gets a bit wild as well. So to get into it, I don't know about you guys, but selling is pretty fucking hard when people don't trust you. So trust really is the ultimate lubricant for sales, but AI is kind of killing the old ways of earning trust. Before, you could pay an agency $50,000 to get this flash-ass website that looks amazing. Now AI can do it like really quickly. So you can look legitimate really quickly now. You know that the 2 pages that we sent you to sign up to the event and also for the offer form as well, 100% AI generated. So Steve used a prompt through Claude that he developed, put in the info, spun up the web page, the coding and everything as well. So you can look really legitimate now. And so differentiating is like quite hard. So, and right now it's been in the market, like leads are kind of quite unpredictable because usually about like 10 years ago, you just spend a certain amount of money on meta ads and you just have this predictability around what you're getting. AI has kind of broken the playbook now with SEO. ChatGPT has just changed the game of search just all of a sudden. And so I remember I had a client who I chatted to her and she said, yeah, someone found me through ChatGPT. Like it's actually pretty common now you find stuff through that, which has changed it completely. And then also right now, I don't know about you guys, but there's tons of AI slop content out there. So much stuff. And like everyone's posting, pitching, and to me it feels like everyone is just shouting like all the time. Whenever I open up Instagram, I'm like, oh my God, like this is just crazy. And because of that, it's creating this kind of global trust deficit where we don't trust things as much as we did before. And so if you are feeling this, I promise you're not crazy, it is happening globally. We're in this kind of global institutional trust collapse right now. It's kind of a bit scary at the same time, but we're entering into the era of personal brand media engines. So 20 years ago, like, you know, to create a media company, like you couldn't just be a person, you have to have like a company, a business to do it. But now the barrier to entry to creating content, very, very low. So did anyone get up at 2 a.m. for Alex Hormozi's $100 million? Yeah, I got up at 2 a.m. as well. So this guy, Alex Hormozi, did this book launch, getting up at 2 a.m. like a crazy person, went and played paddle the next day. It was a bit crazy. It was a wild day. Felt like I was hungover, but I wasn't, which is weird. But he attracted so many people to that event. I think like 500,000 people watched it or something crazy but that's through his personal brand. And most people don't even know what his company's called. Most people don't even know what his company's called. And that's kind of what's happening right now. These personal brands, people who've done stuff, who have a reputation, are then kind of emerging online and talking about the things that they have done and things they are doing, and it's creating a lot of trust with them. And so if we look at stats, 92% of consumers trust recommendations from individuals, even complete strangers, over brands. Like completely, which is kind of wild. And also no major digital sector commands more than 50% of like global trust. So people now are kind of like looking at different areas of where you exist. They'll look on YouTube, LinkedIn, your email, your website, all that kind of stuff, because to make their assessment. And also 74% of people are more likely to trust someone with a strong personal brand over an actual company brand as well. That would probably be astronomically higher in the services industry and small businesses. Like you trust Coca-Cola, right? Because you know what you're going to get when you drink it. But for small businesses, it's the founder is the key person of influence that is the magnet that brings everything in. Now, when this little bubble comes up, this means we're going to do discussions at the table, keep it interactive and fun as well.
I'm Sydney. I'm a buyer's agent for real estate. And I first saw Matt speak at a founders table fireside chat.
That was fun.
It was awesome.
Heaps of fun.
From there, followed you on LinkedIn, and that's when I started running into your content and learnt more about you as a person before I even learnt what you did. And I saw you go on a couple of podcasts, listen to them, and it was all just about what you were saying before, building the trust.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, thanks for sharing. It's pretty crazy because now, like, what used to happen is like you'd have a funnel, you'd run an ad, someone would go to a video, they'd watch the video, they'd book the call, they'd do the thing. Now it's like a web. It's like they'll go here, 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 2 months later, forget about it, they come back here. But like that's why it's being on different areas and doing different things and creating content that's valuable to people is like super duper important. And nowadays, because of this global kind of trust issue as well, people are looking at people to who to recommend. It's why the best lead you'll ever get is a referral, because the person already trusts you, and so the trust transfers to someone else. So like building a strong personal brand is like just getting heaps of referrals all the time, which is amazing. Just takes a bit of a longer time to build up. And the problem is that soon no one will believe anything online because AI will get so good you won't actually know, like literally. And did anyone see there was a video on Instagram that went viral where it was essentially a news reporter saying an explosion happened in America. And then at the end it's like, oh yeah, and mum and dad, this isn't real. And then there's like all these people telling the story. And it was like, I saw it and it had like millions of likes and stuff like that. But it's so true. And it's not just a marketing thing, this is like a global issue, right? So how are we gonna deal with what's real and what's not? Because like now technically you can just click a button and write a book, right? And if someone's not in that area of expertise, they don't know if that's true or not. They got no idea, which makes it difficult. And so it's already shifted and we're not early, we're kind of late. Like it's actually really happening right now. And you can, like I don't consume much social media, like Instagram especially, but when I log into it now, like I took like a 2 month off and then I re-logged back in and I was like, this is so dopamine stimulating, it's crazy. It was insane. It was like I'd had caffeine when I was watching it because it was just so good. And I actually wrote a book about this a couple of months ago. My wife went to Bulgaria, she was working there, so I had 2 months by myself with me and my dog, so I had a lot of time. So I went deep on the issue of building trust and selling and what's actually happening in the market. And we had a pretty crazy review. I had probably like 20 plus reviews now, people just emailing me. It's completely for free. I didn't print it because I want people to actively read it. I don't want them to read it in a book and procrastinate. You've actually got to read it and I'll send it to you guys after. But Sonia talked about it and she just said how like, she's been expecting some sort of shift in marketing and it kind of nailed it. And so it's very much around how the old thing around like attention, people used to say attention is the new oil, attention is everything. Now it's like trust is like the ultimate currency that matters. You want to build attention to build trust. And has anyone heard of the essay by Kevin Kelly called 1,000 True Fans? Yeah. So like he just talks, to have a business, you just need 1,000 true fans. Really, people that trust you a lot, which I want to show you now. But it's a big thing because a lot of the time when we think social media, we think grand craziness, but like personal brand, a lot of the time isn't even online. Online is just a vehicle you can use to leverage yourself. Personal brand is like how many relationships do you have with people? Everyone has a different brand with different people. And so I want to just draw and kind of map out what's happening. This is like a model. So if I've been working with you for a while already, you've probably seen this model, but it's just really good to refresh around what's actually happening right now. And I want to show you a couple of kind of client journeys, how I've started and I've tracked it from my first touch with them to when we started working together as well. And so kind of walk through that, because I think it really emphasizes the point around what's happening. So is this it? Yeah, cool. So when I was writing the book, deep into it, I find models a lot easier to conceptualize things, especially when you draw them. But I created a model called the 6 Gates of Trust. How I created it, that's another story for another day. That's too deep for this conversation, very deep with AI. But what I've kind of built is this model called the 6 Gates of Trust. And on the left, someone is either a complete stranger to you and they don't trust you at all, right? Complete stranger. On the right is what I like to call an identity ally. So an identity ally is someone you've worked with, you've helped, and they tell other people about your stuff. So they start kind of, part of your identity rubs off against them because you've assisted or helped them in a certain way. And the way that you build trust with people is, one, you build familiarity with them. So just by the sheer fact that everyone is in this room together in Sydney, that's shared familiarity, which is a big thing. Like my sister went to Italy with her partner, I think it was a couple of years ago, and she was going on this scuba diving thing, and she was on the boat with another couple. And the other couple, my brother and I actually know, we're friends with the other guy. But usually if she walked past him in the street in our like hometown of like Newport, where I kind of grew up, she's walked past him heaps of times, she never said hi. But when she was overseas, she's like, oh, you know my brothers, yeah, whatever. And they hung out and had dinner and stuff like that. Completely, totally random. But it's because there's a sense of familiarity that's actually built. So familiarity breeds trust. The other thing that breeds trust is when you deliver someone value. But I think the term or word value a lot of the time is overused. If someone makes you laugh, that's value. Like there's a comedian called Akash Singh, one of my favorite comedians. I really resonate with his comedy, super deep. And he's Indian and my partner's Indian. And so I've been with her for like nearly 20 years. So I literally get all the jokes. So every time when I see has anyone heard of him, his comedy? Fuck, it's so funny. Like, but anytime I see his YouTube video and I see his thumbnail, I will click on it because I will get laughs. So, and I'm telling you about him right now, I'm his identity ally. So I'm actually talking about it because it's so fucking funny. And if you see it, I'm putting my social status on the line by recommending him to you, but I have the actual backing. And so because of this, what really is happening though is that with AI, you're not starting at a neutral trust state anymore. You're starting it as I don't trust you at all. Like actually it's a negative trust. You've got to prove me wrong to prove that you're real, which is becoming even more difficult. And so because of that, these 6 gates people have to walk through to actually become an identity ally. The first one is this even real? So when people go through, this is a big problem with AI right now, you don't know if it's real. And so you could look up a brand and a company and a website, and before 20 years ago, you'd be like, that's really well designed, guaranteed must be real, right? We're gonna have a huge problem with all those network marketing companies because they're gonna get great websites. The way you tell them out is they just got the shittiest website with no LinkedIn as well. But like now they'll be able to create this like amazing grand shit, which is really hard. But like people question like what's real. And so that's becoming an issue. The second part though is once you've established that it is real, then people are looking at it and they're saying, it's real, but is this for me? Is this specifically for me and my situation? And so that's where posting, content and things that show your personality, where you're from, you've got a dog, I've got a dog, all that kind of stuff actually matter because you're looking for, is this for me? And obviously talking about problems your ideal clients have as well. So is this real? Is this for me? Now, the next stage is my favorite stage, is once you get through that, people are thinking to themselves, this is called the snowflake stage. So this is, I am a special snowflake. Do you understand my very specific situation that I'm in? Because everyone thinks their problems are unique, guaranteed they're all the same. It's all the same really, but for you to feel like you want to invest your time into something, you have to be like, do they get my nuance? This is why niching matters. If you just say, if you're like, I'm a mortgage broker, or if you're like, I'm a mortgage broker for Sydney families, it totally changes everything. Even though you do the exact same thing, the niching is perception, which matters. Now, after they think it's a special snowflake, once you pass that stage, you get to the risk stage, where they're deciding, okay, what's the risk of me consuming more of this stuff or actually buying the thing? So when I'm watching a comedy video, I'm watching, they actually get my comedy. I'm watching, am I going to have what's the risk if I invest more time into this? So we all kind of go through this flow and this process of understanding, of like actually trusting. Then after that is this for me, is this a now thing? So after we go through, okay, it's not risky, then you're like, okay, but do I want to do the thing now? Do I want to make the decision to actually commit to this? And usually the best place to get people in a sales process is if you can have the sales meeting when someone's already here, it's the best. And a referral, why they're so good, is they're already at here. That's why it's so good. Cold email, they're all the way fucking over here. They don't trust you. They don't trust you at all. That's why it's so... Has anyone here sold from cold outreach before? So difficult. It's so hard. You're going to have like 3 times as many meetings as well, which is really hard. And so what you really want to do is you want to nurture people with content until they get to about a gate 3, and then you want to start chatting to them and progress them through here. So when you do get to the sales call or you're chatting to them, they're kind of just like making a decision on it, which is like a much better sales process to actually do. And then the last one in the stage is it's kind of your identity ally. So are you kind of like, have you helped someone? Usually it's post-purchase or pre-purchase is even better. If you've helped someone before they've given you money, it's great. And then they start telling other people about your stuff, which really matters. And so the whole point of personal brand and content and all this stuff, and you can build a personal brand without even posting online. You actually don't need it. There's a guy in who I used to go to a networking group named Justin Dubob. Does anyone know that guy? Yeah, you guys know him. Yeah, like such a good personal brand. He doesn't post anything, but he responds to your text messages really fast, and he introduces people, and he's taken me to networking events, and I consider him someone of value because he's done these things. So you actually don't need to do it online, but if he did post, fucking hell, like he would crush. Exactly, yeah, he's got a table full of awards, but he's helped so many people. Like he's got crazy stories as well, won't get into that. But yeah, he's got this really strong brand where he's helped so many people over a period of time, but he doesn't post. But posting just gives you leverage. And so ways that you can build, there's 3 mechanisms then that you can use to actually build trust with people. The first one is producing content. LinkedIn posts, videos, blogs, anything. Some piece of content is a way to build trust with people. The second way is you can have a chat with them. So you guys are here now, we have a conversation, or we chatted in the DMs or whatever it is, that's a conversation. So you build trust through the conversation. So Eric, you used Sell by Chat. You probably built a lot of trust with people as you're talking to them, as you're going through the actual process. But then the last bit is then you've got word of mouth. So word of mouth is like the ultimate trust vehicle, if you can actually get it, because if heaps of other people start telling other people about your stuff, they're building trust for you, which is the ultimate thing you actually want to have. Like, what's a good word of mouth? Like iPhone. It's like so good, the product's so good, everyone tells each other about it. Now it's just, you have to have it. It's part of your identity, right? And so really within business, personal brand, all this stuff is you're essentially just taking a whole bunch of people from here to here. That's like literally what you want to do. And you want to capture them and walk through that journey. And then ultimately, if you have 1,000 prospects who know, like, trust you, feel like you can actually help them, that is ultimately where you want to be. So you don't need a bazillion likes and all this kind of stuff. And I think everyone here has heard of Mr. Beast. It kind of warps your perception of like what you actually need. You don't need that stuff. You just need to cut through for the right amount of people as you kind of go through. So just to show a couple of examples of this as well, is if I look over here, this is our system growth mode. So we built this system over 2 years with my business partner, Steve, on how to actually capture leads from LinkedIn and YouTube and other social media sources, and how to track the conversational history with other people, which is like really important, and like the journey. So it integrates LinkedIn messages come in here, email, phone calls, all that stuff within one, and also stuff you give away. So if I take an example where we've got a client, Randy Molland. So Randy works with non-for-profits in the US. Started stalking me on October 9, 2024. Didn't start working together till February. And through this process, he downloaded 21 things along the way. 21. fucking crazy. And so if I go here and look at Randy's history, and now Randy's like a gate 6, he's an identity ally because we started working with him, got epic results, and now he's told other people about us. But it took him months of going through that actual process of consuming, because it's not a funnel anymore, it's a web. So I can look over here, here's what happened, and here's also the LinkedIn conversations. And I can text him, SMS him, or WhatsApp email him here, and I've got a whole bunch of forms under here. So like, as you go throughout this process, you can then know what's actually happening as well throughout the way, which is like super key, because if I was just posting content and not tracking any of this stuff, I would have zero idea if Randy's been stalking me. I like have no idea. And we've got that, I've watched this kind of pattern with like every other client that I've really worked with. Sometimes it's super fast, but sometimes it's like a year. Because, you know, Eric, I'll take yourself as an example, right? You got a lot of leads, you're building your business, you had to build out ops. You can't do these other things right now. It just happens. And so, but in that time, you don't want to just like let the person go. You want to be nurturing all the way throughout and helping them, giving value, and always actually being there, which is super crucial. But if you kind of use social media and you start like putting yourself out there, but you're not capturing, I call them intent signals, it's like you're running an ad on Facebook, and your marketing managers, you put down 100 grand a month for ads, and you're running an ad, but there's no way to put someone's email in. It's like, what? It's like you can't actually track the actual intent and capture it then and there. So this is like really key when you're actually going through. And I've done this through using social media or through using LinkedIn alone, is 37,742 records over 2 years of stuff that's actually come in, which is just, to me, it's just fucking insane. Like I actually didn't even think this was possible when I first started doing it. But it's because what's happening now is like there's this switch from paid media to organic, where people now are just trusting organic stuff and brands and people. And so you use these recommendations to do stuff. But now with tech, you can become like your own media engine yourself, and you can capture your own intent. It's kind of like you can see the signals of how much people trust you and how much they're consuming your stuff, which is really crucial. It's a big missing piece that I see when people use social media is they don't build that database of intent signals, which is, because like, let's say you do a post, it goes really well and it's targeted towards your ideal clients. If you're missing a link there, or you're not tracking who messaged you on that day, or you're not tracking who viewed your LinkedIn profile, you're losing the intent and you just forget about it. Like, there's no way to actually track it in a system. And so we've used this system. I've used it to book 5,000 meetings in just over 2 years, 100% from LinkedIn content and messages. It's crazy. Like, I remember my business partner, Steve, when we started working together, we launched a product it was October 2023. We launched it on LinkedIn. In one day, I got 166 people give me their name, email, and phone number address from one post. And he was like, sold. Because he was a CEO of a listed software company called ApplyFlow here in Australia. So he did paid ads. And he saw that and he was like, oh my God. Like, and one of his mates, Jeremy, came here for the morning session. He used to be the chief operating officer or co-founder of Finder.com. And so Steve's been showing him this stuff, and Finder's massive. They do like $100 million a year. And he's like, holy shit, this is crazy. This is completely changing. I might send a video from Gary Vee that I watched recently where he talks about the actual impact he's seeing on it. But there's this like gargantuan shift happening right now. And you know, we've generated say $3.5 million of revenue, but like just through my profile, and worked with 1,500 people all across the world, which is like 10 years ago impossible. Like there's no way you could actually do that. And through that, I was able to become the #1 lead generation expert in Australia across all social media platforms, and #3 in marketing across all social media platforms. Just behind this guy, Sabri Subi, there's no way I can capture that guy. He's a fucking weapon. His videos are so funny. It's so good. Yeah, I was able to do this, and I was just previously a sales guy. But the reason we were able to do it is because I built not a lead system, I built a trust system. A typical lead system is like, hey, book a call here. They go in, book a call, like, and you're trying to like push them and pitch them on the first thing, right? It's really harsh. You know, you send a message to someone and you're just immediately trying to chat to them and they're like, fuck off, I don't even know you, you know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. So instead I was like, okay, I just won't do that. Like, I'll just build a long-term trust system. And when I reverse engineer all 1,500 clients that I've worked with, I'm like, It's sometimes been 2 years of chatting to actually working together. Sometimes it's a day or 2 hours, for sure, that happens. But that's like very specific situations. Most of us takes ages to make a decision, especially a big decision of committing your time to something as well. So why did we start with LinkedIn though? That's another question. Let's do another activity to get into this. So same thing, person next to you, 3 minutes. What I want you to do is scroll through Instagram or TikTok, if you've got it, with the person next to you and scroll through, and then open up LinkedIn and then scroll through LinkedIn as well. And then as you're doing it, just talk to the person next to you or people next to you, how you're feeling as you do it. So one person scroll through the platform, I'll put 3 minutes, and so TikTok or Instagram, and then scroll through LinkedIn. In 3 minutes, we'll come back. Sean, how do you feel scrolling through both as a mic? I just nominate someone.
I'm not gonna lie, Instagram, like I scroll and I get distracted by all the funny videos and stuff. I can lose like minutes and hours.
Yeah.
When I open up LinkedIn, usually I go in there, I've got clear intent, so I find that I lose time less. But it's not. That's kind of how I feel when I go through it. But
Sick. Just nominated you. So anyone else? What's your kind of thoughts or feelings as you go through? Yo.
So I think as I look at more and more posts and I see a lot more M dashes and emojis, I'm like, oh, there's definitely an opportunity here for originality, right? So I don't do Instagram because I go into that hole, like it's horrible. So I delete that stuff. But LinkedIn, I find myself going, am I scrolling in the same way I would Instagram? Like, what am I looking for? What is the intent? On that side of things, but definitely I'm seeing just a lot more rubbish being posted, and therefore I'm not stopping as much as I used to.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of different factors that play into it, but I think like for me, like the only time I scroll Instagram is like on a Sunday morning. My partner usually wakes up way later than me, so it's like probably 10 or 10:30. I'm usually up, already had a run, had my life, and then I'm back, and she's like, oh, she wants to sit in bed with our dogs and scroll through Instagram threads. Sometimes we'll get a coffee and we'll lose like an hour and a half. I've never bought anything, like ever, ever. I think she's bought some stuff, but nothing expensive, because you don't associate Instagram with that. It's like you look at it, it's super fun, and it's like this crazy dopamine hit that you actually get, which for the right thing and the right time is great. And the other problem about it, which I'll talk through next, is like everyone is there. It's like a big problem. But when I go through LinkedIn, number one, it was built on Windows 95. It sucks. The actual platform is shit. But because it's shit, nobody uses it. That's the thing. And now with AI, it's literally exacerbating more shit content as well. And most of the AI content is just about how you can use AI to do another AI thing. And you're like, fuck it, this is crazy. 10,000 people commented, it's all AI's commenting. But it's actually a bad platform. And because of that, it's not cool to post there. Like my brother has started posting on LinkedIn, and he booked a meeting with National Australia Bank for posting about how, hey, we opened a cafe when we were in our mid-20s. And all his friends are laughing at him in the office. LinkedIn's fucking lame, why are you posting there and stuff like that? But he's like, I'm literally getting meetings. I'm getting leads. And that's the difference. Is there's quite a few things, but this is when you really look at it, LinkedIn's kind of the Facebook of 2016. It's like back then you could post organic content and get really good reach because no one was competing there. And also the idea of content generation was very weird back then. It's still weird now. If you're posting content on social media, you've already crossed this giant chasm, which you had to do because the mental thing you have to do to put yourself out there is really hard. It's actually very difficult. But now it's kind of the Facebook of 2016. I don't actually think it will change for a long time as well, because it's still going to be lame. That's actually never going to change. And people are still going to do job posts and all this kind of stuff. But when you look at actual stats and stuff, one, there's no competition. So you become a big fish. Instead of being a big fish in an ocean, you're a big fish in a straight fish tank. It's crazy. And I was able to grow. I was fastest growing creator in Australia for a point. And I was I'm not even spending that much time producing content, 3 to 4 hours a week. crazy, like insane. People have full production teams for Instagram and they can't get X amount of followers, which is, and even, are they even buying? I don't even know. And then also the average user on LinkedIn makes 3 times as much money, and you can find them in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I can look at Sean and I can be like, who is Sean connected to in Sydney that is a business owner that I want to get in touch with? And I'll be like, hey, I saw you know Sean. He was just at my workshop. We had a really great chat. It was awesome. How'd you get to know him? And someone's like, oh, I know Sean. Immediate in, right? Like, it's credibility. The other thing is with LinkedIn, it's nearly impossible to lie about your history. People will lie in content all the time. That's not a good thing. But like, you can't lie about who your mutual connections are, and it's very difficult to lie about your history and your job history as well. It's like quite difficult. And when you see, I have 100 mutual connections with this person, the chance of you talking to them is like way higher. Like, you could still be like not a good person or whatever, but like, it's different when on Instagram, you can go get a photo in a fake private jet. There's a company in LA which actually does this, fake private jet. You can get a photo of it. You don't know if it's real. You can buy followers and stuff. I'm sure you can do that on LinkedIn, but it's way more difficult to do. And also the people that kind of do that, they're doing it on the other platforms as well. So it's just less dodgy, which is quite nice. And best of all, organic content's going fucking crazy right now. Like, this is, I started writing content on the internet probably just over 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. This is like a year of engagement. Like, I could spend more time investing in content as well. I could do more infographics and stuff to get more reach, but this is mostly like written content and like lead magnets and stuff, which is pretty crazy. It's been, say, maybe double that over 2 years, maybe a little bit less than double, which is just, if you had to put that in impressions, it's really hard to, with ad spend, it's really hard to actually quantify it as well, which is pretty crazy. And so, and like, I'm not like a real big, I'm a content person, but I'm not like I don't have a media team and stuff like that. You know, I just write my own stuff. Sometimes I'm just writing as I'm going for a run. I'm like, fuck, that's a good post. Write it on my phone and I'll post it. Like, usually it comes to you when you do an exercise or you're in the shower or whatever and stuff. The amount of times I've leaned out of the shower and like putting in my voice notes, fuck, I gotta remember this. It's crazy. But don't just believe me. I'm just going to show you some like just real people I've actually worked with, and just engagement they've got on their content as well. And a lot of these posts, like with content, again, likes don't equal leads, which I'll cover next, but like it does really help if you post stuff and you get really good engagement, because you do look credible, but there's a few kind of things that play into it as well. So let me pull up. Okay. Cool. So I'll look at Nick Sinclair. I was working with Nick, I think like 6 months ago, or whatever. Just a written post, 388 comments on the actual post, right? He's in the hook, he said, most firm owners assume their accountants are spending their time on client work. I thought the same until I audited my own firm. What I found shocked me. Each accountant was spending nearly 2 hours a day on admin. He's like, do you want to know how to do it? Before he said, want a copy, comment below, but he replaced it with a link because he got so many comments as well. 388 people commented. Like insane. And that's just a text post as well. Probably used AI assistant to write it as well, which is also crazy. But like Nick said, and so then if we look at over here, so Loma works with NDIS providers in Australia. The most niche and technically the worst niche for LinkedIn, right? Everyone be like, what do I find? NDIS providers, right? On LinkedIn. She posts about hospital discharge planners. Does anyone know what that is? I actually don't know what that is, like at all. Like, I have no idea. Comment hospital, 1,400 comments. Like, what the fuck? Like, when I saw this, I didn't think it was, I was like, this is crazy. Like, and so for her, and you look at all the profiles underneath, not many profile photos and all that kind of stuff. Like, people do comment when it's something good and specific as well. And she did that, and I was like, she showed it to me, I was like, this is just insane. I didn't think you could go this niche and get it this good. And like from that, she pretty much just had leads for like 3 months. Like literally, for most businesses, like you get one post with 500 comments, 100 of those are your ideal clients, you have leads for a month. Like you can't actually work that many leads, it's nearly impossible, unless you have a sales team. Like, then we also go, this was Archer Sampson, right? He works with people who want to get into mergers and acquisitions. Pretty niche, right? He did a discounted cash flow on Qantas. Discounted cash flow model, right? Only Australia knows Qantas. super niche as well. You only got 7,500 comments, which is just like, what? Like he did this, he was messaging me, his wedding was in a week. And he messaged me, I remember getting the text, he's like, dude, do you have someone that can help me with the comments? Like my wedding's happening, I don't know what to do. Like literally, because he didn't expect to get that many comments through in the post as well, which is crazy. Like we track it all in our software, Link Ninja. And so like each week I can see all the clients' posts and stuff going crazy as well. But these are just a couple of examples. And these ones are lead magnet posts, but there's all different other posts, which I'm going to cover today as well. But it's just, so he just doesn't share anything confidential as well. Yeah, that's just, don't do that. Don't do anything illegal. Like, yeah, don't do anything illegal, right? And so, yeah, so they're just some like actual real people that have done it. And I've got like so many of those as well. So that kind of is a perfect segue into the next part, which is producing content that gets inbound leads. Because I think like the best type of lead for your business is when someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to work with you. Everyone wants that, right? But there's other ways of getting inbound leads, which not everyone's going to raise their hand and be like, I want to work with you now, but they might be like, hey, I'm somewhat interested. And you have a chat with them over a period of time, and that's usually like how it happens. And so, but the biggest lie on social media is that likes equal leads. Like it's just, I'll show you a couple of posts. One client, Pedro, 21 comments, 52 signups to his free event, 20 people turned up, and then he got to chase the rest of them with the recording. And he made 35 grand off the post. Like I'll show you the post, 20 likes. He did it again like a week later with another post. He got another 23 signups to his event as well. And like from everything on social media, that looks like failing, which is really hard as well. But like that's the hardest thing because these platforms want you to produce stuff so people stay on the platform. But a lot of the time the stuff that makes you stay on the platform isn't the stuff that's actually going to get you a lead. But the trick is writing stuff that blends the both. That's when you get it really dialed in. And the only way to really know if your content is good for your ideal clients is by measuring inbound leads over time using actual hard data. Like you actually cannot, like as you're posting content about yourself and building brand and all that kind of stuff, it has a net positive attribution always. But you want to track the data because you want to be like, okay, did this post, how many leads did I get versus this post? And so if you do 5 of them, you track the data for each. The one on Monday got 5 times as many leads. All right, I'm going to take that topic and write about it 4 more times. So you just want to keep doing that, keep recycling the content. And the great thing is you can actually get inbound leads on purpose. You just need repeatable post formats that you use. Has everyone here heard of what a post format is as well? Do you know on Instagram how there's, you know, watch a video? There was this girl, I can't remember her name, but she was like a lawyer and she'd do a talking head where she's the lawyer advising and then she's also the person receiving the advice. So she'd be the same different people, but it's her. That's a format. It's like where someone's the same person, but they're talking to each other. And so by using a format each time, it's an easy way for people to consume stuff. And so these are the 5 post formats that go viral on LinkedIn. And the goal isn't just virality, it's a blend of both. But when you pick a format that works really well, it increases the chances that your clients want to consume the content, which is a big thing. We found this out because my business partner, Steve, who, he's not here today, unfortunately, but he's kind of has everyone seen the Italian Job, the movie? Yeah, so Steve is, you know how in every bank robbery movie, there's this like random tech person, which if the tech person wasn't there, they couldn't open the vault and the whole movie wouldn't even happen. He's pretty much that person. So he decided one day, he just came to me, he's like, yo, Matt, I just scraped 54,187 viral LinkedIn posts and I built a 41-page report that I'll give to you guys. And there's 5 post types that go viral, which is great. And so these are the only post types that I actually use just from data. So the first post type that goes viral is a story post with a lesson. I think if you can nail a good story post, like you can crush because story posts show your personality, show things about you, and they're what create familiarity. If you talk about a dog, your dog, kids, where you live, what your interests are, this is what creates association with people. I've looked at the stats of my meetings closed. The number one indicator, so if I get someone on a meeting that has this character trait, it's a 100% close rate on a sales call, and that's if they're a CrossFitter. I do CrossFit, they do CrossFit, 100% close rate every single time because we have so much familiarity. I'm going to talk about that when Matt Fraser used to compete back then, before that Rich Froning was competing, how shit it was now, how bad it was that the sport died off, that guy passed away who he drowned. I've got so many things to talk about that we can talk about for like 25 minutes. And so like that creates so much like trust with people. So stories are how you push your actual brand and your personality to people as well. I did a story about how I gave my best man speech at my brother's wedding. They got like 500 likes. And stories a lot of the time don't get leads, but they build your brand and the perception of other people so that they like you and they have some affiliation towards you. The second type of post type that goes viral is a how-to or how-I educational post. So this talks about, if you're a mortgage broker, how I got this client, how I got them to buy their dream home for $2 million with only 5% down. Cool, that's sick. In Sydney, on the Northern Beaches, the most expensive suburb ever. That's great. And then you go through the steps. This is how we did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then at the end, do you want to learn more? Click this link. I'll give you a cheat sheet on what we ran through with them. So this type of post works really well because it dominates your like authority around how you do something. Then we've also got what's called a listicle. It's just a list of things. Listicles are good because when you say, there was a guy in here before who is a police officer and he was a cop on Darling Harbour for 10 years. And he's left now and he does more corporate training for when people are in crises. And so we're talking about hooks that he could write. And I was like, dude, just write a hook around like, I was a cop in Darling Harbour for 10 years and these are the 5 craziest things that I saw happen after 3 a.m. Fuck, that'd be a good post. And sure, ultimately, sometimes it may not always be selling and generating leads as well, but that for his personality, if I saw that post, I would 100% read it. And then if he said down the bottom of the post, by the way, I've retired from that now and actually work with organizations who are dealing with crises. So if you're a small business owner in Sydney and you want to learn how to deal with a crisis, click this link from my guide, you click it because it's like actually convincing. So these ones are really good as well. Then we've also got contrarian or thought leadership posts, my absolute favorite. This is where you get to write your strong opinion about things because you do not want to work with everyone. You actually only want to work with people that are familiar to you. And so sometimes I write some pretty crazy shit on LinkedIn. And sometimes people in the comments say, you're an idiot. I'm like, good, this is great. I want you to say that on my post because then you're going to see other people. So I've seen me post something and someone commented, then people were arguing in the comments. And I'll show you one of my favorite posts that a client, he's a financial planner, ever did. Sean, it wasn't your post. It was another guy's. But it was one of my favorite posts I've ever seen. Like his post caused so many arguments, but it's such a good post as well. But yeah, contrarian and thought leadership, it breaks people's beliefs. It gets them to show what do you believe in, what do you understand, all that type of stuff. Like I did a post around how, like I visited one of this massive Indian temple in Sydney with my partner, and I just did a post about how like everyone just needs to learn to accept other people's religions and stuff like that. And it got like 2,200 likes. And it didn't get me any leads, but it showed my thought process of how I think. And if someone's like, okay, I associate myself with that, then it's an association thing as well. And then there's the last one, which is a lead magnet post. That's where you give something away for free, either for someone clicking a link or commenting. And we're going to create like a type of post like this, but a case study post today. And I'll show you how you can like repurpose it because I want you guys to walk away with like, okay, this is a post template that I can literally use to get leads immediately. And I've tested this with clients and it works and I'll show you. So it definitely works. And so just remember like virality isn't the goal, but viral formats are what win attention. So like you want to use a format because a good story is like, everyone loves a good story. No one doesn't love a good story. And so if you can write a good story online, you can weave in stuff you've helped with clients as well. You can make stuff interesting. Has everyone here heard of tofu, mofu, and bofu content as well? Yeah. My belief is that on LinkedIn, there's only tofu content because people consume content on LinkedIn in like half a second. It's like literally they click it, they scan through, they don't actually ingest much stuff. So it's all about stuff that's really interesting and you should take them from LinkedIn to another platform. You should be taking them away or wanting to actually talk to you as well. So you're creating stuff that's winning attention as well. And you can create bofu type content where you talk about a client winning, but tell a very interesting story in a way so people like reading it and it's inspirational as well. So let's see it in the wild. I'll show you a couple of posts. Let me go over here. Right, so, We're over here. All right. People up here. Okay. So this is Matt. He's a photographer from the UK that I work with. Absolute legend. He posted this, how he proposed to his partner as well. He posted it the next day as well with something else written about it, and it got about 700 likes as well. Now, it's not directly to do with work, but as you watch this, you have an immediate positive brand association with Matt. Like, you immediately think, what an awesome guy. Like, immediately. And so if you like his content, or if someone likes his content, he can reach out and just be like, hey, did you see my post about me proposing? And someone will be like, 100%, that's amazing. And then the chance that they're going to want to interact and engage with Matt in a conversation is super high. So it's showing what he believes in. But he also might detract people from what he's doing, but that's fine because you only want to work with people that you actually associate with. Here's a piece of content I've used where it's called a how I post. So my client gets a 27% reply rate on LinkedIn DMs. Here's the exact template they used. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Click here if you want to do this thing. 13,000 impressions, like not bad as well. So I've just told a step-by-step process of how to do something, kind of behind the curtain, click a link to get access. Then we've also got down here, Mike Hayes' user listicle. Now I don't know how many leads this produced, but it just talks about how entrepreneurship's a team sport. Here's your starting 5, list of 5 things, some pretty good engagement as well. So that's a listicle. So it's when you just put things, because us as humans, if you're like, these are the 3 biggest things that matter, you're like, I need to know the 3. Like I have to know the 3 things. Then we go here, we've got my favorite, was one of my favorite posts a client's ever done, Chris Carlin. Barefoot investor's advice costs everyday Aussie $26,172 over 10 years, and over a lifetime, it may have cost them $1,187,000. One of the best hooks of all time, because everyone in Australia swears by Barefoot Investor. Like everyone knows that book, right? Of the farm-looking dude looking so nice on the front of it, and you're like, what's going on? He wrote this post, went fucking crazy, like 400 comments, 400 likes, 100 comments, and he had arguments in the comments about what's happening. He needs to repost this multiple times as well. But he's showing his thought leadership around like what he believes, how he's helped people, an actual story. So it's contrarian. And then the last one is, say, lead magnet post. All right, well, I've lost the lead magnet post. I'll show you one of the lead magnet posts over here. So Loma, this is an example of a lead magnet post. I've got this amazing, great thing, comment for it, and I'll give you the resource. And if you can make a really good niche thing, it's essentially someone putting their hand up and saying, hey, I'm interested in solving this problem right now as well. So these 5 post formats are pretty much the only post formats that I use. I just rotate between the 5. I have set days that I do each one. I post twice a day, but you don't have to do that. I'm pretty crazy. But like having these post formats, it just helps so much. Are you guys ready to write some content? Using some human brains, no AI, to begin with? I promise it's easier than what you think. All right. So the easiest way to get inbound leads online is to just take your current client wins, share them in a post format that it's easy for people to consume. So I think nearly everyone today has a business or is in business or works with people who've had client wins as well. If you take these wins and structure them in a way so it's interesting, it's an easier way to get a win back with someone else as well. So I'm just going to walk you through some examples now of posts that are kind of like client win posts that I've done, a couple of our clients have done, and I'll talk you through how many leads and meetings and stuff that they've actually got and how it actually works. And then we'll go through and write some content together and review it. So if I go through here, cool. So this is a post I did yesterday for today. So this is the post format that we'll use for today's format. So the hook, does everyone here know what a hook is? Essentially the hook is the first couple of lines when someone reads something and there's like a visual that just draws them in and it hooks them in to read the thing. And so I just said, Aaron closed $105,000 from LinkedIn. Here's how he did it using our system. Cool. So it's just a hook. This is what he did. Here's how he did it. There's a screenshot of him just reporting it, which is great. And I just said, this is the steps do you want a resource that he used for free? Click here, and then they put in the resource, and they get their email as well, which is really great. So I can track the amount of leads that I capture from this post as well. I did another one the other week as well. So I said, Tim closed $5,000 in 48 hours on LinkedIn. This is how. So what happened was, has everyone here heard of Chris Do? Yep. Absolute legend, right? I went on his podcast and then he invited me to speak to his community program. On the call, I didn't have anything prepared. So I was like, hey guys, what do you want to talk about? And they're like, DMs. And so we just did a coaching call for like 2 hours. And this one guy, Tim, I just coached him on how to do it. He has a business which does Google ads for handcrafted furniture businesses. And so in the call, I just told him a DM script to use. He used it after. He ended up working with us as well, but he closed a client in 48 hours. And the client said, pretty much he started talking to the client using our DM structure and system. And the client said, oh, hey Tim, we just fired our ads agency as well. We're potentially looking to work with someone. Got on a phone call with them. Next 2 days he was flying out. Client paid $5,000 for a discovery to go see him as well. So I just talked about what happened in it. And then I just added a link down here of like, hey, do you want the DM playbook that he used as well? This is one of the easiest ways that you can do. And all that is it's a transcript from the Zoom call that we had, which I uploaded into Loom, that just says what actually happened. So the actual kind of proof behind it, which is pretty cool. And that post took me 5 minutes to write. So this is Pedro. I work with Pedro. I tested this post format on our call last week with our group as well. And so I got people to write it on the call, similar thing. He wrote this on the call, and the post itself, it only got 24 likes, which a lot of people see that as like, that's okay. He got 23 registrants to his free webinar. 23 from clicking the thing, which was pretty crazy. And what's awesome is before this event, before we wrote that as well, he also did another post slightly earlier saying, I can charge $2,000 for this session, you can have it for free, and get your first $10,000 online. So he teaches people how to do a side business around how to build like an Amazon business. And 20 likes, how many leads do you reckon he got? He only got 2,000 impressions.
51.
You know, 53 or 51. I told you before. Cheated. Yeah. So, yeah. I think it was like 51 or 53. I can't remember exactly. Leads. So if you look at his impression to lead ratio, I think it's like 40 impressions per lead, which is like astronomically crazy as well. So this kind of shows that leads don't really equal likes, which is a big thing. I think there's another one here. Yep. Julie, so my client who's a solo ED fundraiser raised this much money from Jan to mid-August. That's what they did. Here's how they did it. She got 3 leads in 30 minutes from this. And the great thing is, talks about ED and fundraising. That's her ideal client in the hook. She actually talked about it. And she wrote it, I posted it in our program and said, hey guys, write this template as well. Multiple other people did ones as well and got leads as well. I actually don't know how many leads she got after 30 minutes. She hasn't updated it as well. But like, you're literally just saying, this is the thing that happened to my client, here's how. Do you want to learn more? Click this link. It's crazy. And then you click this link, and it goes to this page, and you put your info. And so either you or a sales team then just calls the person and says, hey, what are you doing? And you just have a conversation with the person, which is pretty cool. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't know what it is.
All right.
Similar to the hospital discharge planner one. So for me, I've been able to add, I think it's, what is it in our system? 37,742 people have given me their name, email, and phone number over 2 years from LinkedIn, from my content. And the way I've been able to do it is I've just created hundreds of free things where people literally click this link and they get a free thing if they put in their information. And this is what I like to call a micro-magnet. It's a small thing for free that people want, but because people, like, what used to really work is you'd be like, here's my 1,000 page sales guide. It's amazing. And people are like, oh my God, it's crazy. Now they're like, fuck that, that's commitment. I don't want to read 1,000 pages, fucking hell. But if they're like I'll use the mortgage broker example, like mortgage broker, calculated to buy a home, but specifically Sydney homes to show you where you can buy in Sydney. And I'll give you the top 10 best suburbs right now. People in Sydney would want that. Like, it's actually valuable and they'd want to know that straight away. And if they see that, you post that, they correlate that to you. And then so later on, they might want to actually talk to you. And so it's kind of like when I see people producing a lot of content on LinkedIn and they're not capturing this details. For me, it's kind of like, it's a bit insane. But before, you couldn't really do it because it's just so much tech, which is like a big problem. And actually just whipping up these landing pages is like quite difficult. And so now that we've seen some of these examples, I'm going to get you guys to do a task for 5 minutes. The morning session asked for 7 minutes, but I reckon you guys can get it done in 5 minutes. They said we need 2 more minutes. But what you're going to do now is you're going to write down, just think of your best client win ever. And if you can't talk about their name, because you have an NDA or something like that, that's fine. Just talk about the things you can say. An Australian business, ASX, whatever business, right? In Sydney. If you can say that stuff, that's totally fine. But just talk about, okay, write a few lines, what happened specifically, numbers, dates, just bullet points of exactly the story, when it happened, how fast it was. Again, there's no right or wrong answer when you actually do this, just putting all the details. And also, what did they feel before and what did they actually feel after? Like, how did they actually feel after? So I'll put a timer on for 5 minutes now. I'll walk around if you need some help as well. But all you want to do is just bullet points on a page, your best ever client win, write it down and just write down the situation and what happened, and then we'll write some content together. I'll leave this page up. I'll start the timer just so you can see it. We'll do 5 minutes because I know you guys can beat the morning session. All right, 5 minutes is up. Was that fast? Fast. Yeah, it's fast. It's fast. Be fast. Who has an epic story? Annie. We'll give you the mic. So what I'll do is, as you kind of say what happened,
yep,
I will write it up.
Okay.
In the format. So let me pull up the page. All right. So let's just run through what happened.
So it was a bridal shop down in Melbourne.
Yep.
She was selling 2 to 3 dresses a month when I came on board. I did some Google ads for her, and within 3 weeks had her at 1,100% return on investment.
How much sales did she get over a period of time?
She was up to $500,000 within 6 months she had in sales, and she was literally not even making like 10 grand a month beforehand. So
wow,
pretty huge.
That's pretty good.
So yeah.
So where was she located?
Melbourne.
My client, a bridal shop in Melbourne.
Yep.
Make how much?
$500,000 in 6 months.
From what ads? Facebook ads?
Google ads.
Google ads?
Yep.
Google ads?
Yep.
Ads. She went from 2 to 3 dresses a month to approximately?
Yep, to 20, 23, 33, 43.
20 to 40
Yeah.
consistently.
Yep.
Consistently. And consistently. How did she do it? 3 steps.
Yeah, so she sorted out her Google business profile. First of all, I sorted out her Google business profile. We did some content. And we did Google ads.
What was the content? And how much did you create?
Yeah, it was just different styles of dresses and some posts about, you know, what style suited what body type and stuff like that. So, yeah.
How many pieces of content approximately?
Oh, probably about 10 a month.
10
Yeah.
content a month.
Yep.
Round different pieces per body type or just
Yeah, like, you
anything?
know, what dress goes on what body type, you know, why brides choose, like, big trains and not trains or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just, yeah, like information posts, education posts. Because that was their biggest struggle, is like you had brides walk in and they had an idea what they wanted and it was nothing like what, you know.
What was the third thing?
Google ads.
Okay.
Yeah.
We ran... her Google ads?
Yep.
How much did you spend a month?
She's spending about $3,000 a month.
A month? And
Yeah.
what was her return on investment?
About 1,800%. So on average.
After how many months?
Well, after about 6 months, so yeah. But I mean, it was consistent right from word go. That's what we were getting. So
I was
yeah.
1,800%.
Yep.
Percent. from the second week.
Yep.
Want to see the exact ads we used? Click here.
Perfect.
Exact 5 ads. 5 ads we used. Click here. Cool. Right, so I'll read through that now. I'm using this screen because it's just easy for me to read. So we can slightly change this, but I helped my client, a bridal shop in Melbourne, make $500,000 from Google Ads. She went from 2 to 3 dresses a month to 20 to 40 consistently. Here's how we did it. He was just saying, this is how we did it. And then you just go 3 steps. In the steps of how you did it, doesn't actually really matter what you actually say there, because people are just looking for the top bit, really great thing that actually happened. And so I fixed her Google Ads profile. We created 10 pieces of content a month around blah, blah, blah. I ran on Google Ads spending this much a month. After 6 months, we got this ROI, and that was from the second week. Want the exact 5 ads we used? Clicked here as well. So this type of a post, I could slightly adjust the hook, so I'd play around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
My client, so I just go like this. From Google Ads or something like that. You can adjust the hook, and the way people read it is they're going to read it down like that as well. And then you have a click here, which would be the Google Ads. Now you could slightly change the hook. So you could say, my client retail shop or something like that. So my retail shop client in Melbourne went from doing X, Y, Z, so you're calling out a bigger hook as well. But it's as simple as just saying what happened. You're just literally just documenting the whole entire process. And the more specifics, time frame, numbers, all that kind of stuff, because people feel like it's juicy, they're getting an insider information and a look. But if I'm a retail shop in Melbourne and I want to make more money from Google Ads, if I see this, there's probably a good chance that I'm going to click it. Probably actually a good chance as well. Went from this to this. Now we can probably improve it quite a few more times as well. But you guys see how the flow of the post as well, all you're saying is like, this is what happened, another thing happened, here's how we did it, 1, 2, 3 things, here's the great thing after, want to see the 5 exact ads we used, click here. Now, what you could do is you could have an image with the ads on the front as well, or have you had a photo with your client?
Yeah, I do, but I've also got little texts of her telling me exactly what she's got off it. So
if you had a photo with your client, with wedding dresses,
Yep.
and a little text-based thing, what happened, that would crush.
Okay.
Like that would crush it. Because especially when you do visuals, the first one we did in the morning session was someone talked about how they helped their client buy a dream home with 5% deposit. I think it was in Sydney, But if they had a photo with the client, with the dream home, with the sold sign, even if the client didn't want to show their face, you blur out the face. You want to create a visual hook to complement the text-based hook of what actually happens if you can as well. But that would crush if it got against the right people. And the great thing is, do you have an email list?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your email list, you make the subject line, made my client $500,000 in 6 months from Google Ads. You just rewrite the post and just send the exact same thing via email as well.
Yeah.
You just have to restructure it slightly. And in the email, you'd say, hey, do you want to see the 5 exact ads we used? Just reply ads and I'll send it to you. And then people will reply ads, and then you get an engaged lead via email as well at the same time, which is pretty cool. Is that helpful, seeing that? What I'll do, it's pretty simple, right? It's actually not that complicated. The writing process gets hard, but you get better at it over time. What we'll do now is we'll spend 10 minutes, now you can write your own post as well. And I'll walk around and help you guys out, but the post structure to use is, this is the structure. So all you do in the first 1, 2, or 3 lines, just write what we call the hook. It should have all of the information about what happened. So imagine, watch a preview before a movie. You can see everything that happens, but you still go see the movie. That's the hook. You want to have this epic preview. I remember watching the Harry Potter Part 2 preview, and for the 7 Part 2, I was like, fuck, this is going to be amazing. I went there at midnight, watched the thing. It was so good. But the preview, that's the hook, right? And then the meat of the post is you're then going to talk about, here's how they did it. Just do 3 steps. Let you go step 1, step 2, step 3. The steps don't actually matter though. People are just going to scan it. They're just going to see that you're competent. So when you talked about how many ads you did, this much per month, this much ad spend, they're just seeing that you know what you're talking about. And then you just go, cool, this is the results or proof to reaffirm or how somebody actually felt afterwards as well. Because you don't even need actual stats. You can just say, Candice, I'll use yourself, like, let's say there's someone who has a PR disaster and you made the CEO, you made their life so they didn't sleep for 2 days and they finally got a good night of sleep. That is a good result that you can actually weave in. So it doesn't have to be stats, it can be feelings as well that people have. And then right at the end, click this link if you want to learn more, and then you just create a complementary thing that would complement what you've done. So if you help someone buy a dream house, here's the mortgage calculator we need. There's always something that you can do a follow on, and I can help you guys afterwards what you would do, but that then creates this situation where someone gets hooked in, they read it, and then they're reading, oh man, I want this result, click this link. And then you capture their details, which is awesome, which before social media, you just used to have to run ads to do this. Now you can just write stuff, which is crazy as well. So I'll put a 10-minute timer on. I'll walk around as well. I'll leave my other post up there so you can see what that kind of post looked like as well, so you can see the lines. But you just want to start off with what happened, 3 steps, what happened in the end again, and then just the link to something as well. And we'll come back after we do this as well. So 10 minutes, running through it. And it will feel like it's very fast, but don't worry, your version 1 is just your version 1, so it's okay. Cool. Just some. 100%. And we'll come back after. I'll save it and send it to you after. Running through it. And it will feel like it's very fast, but don't worry, your version 1 is just your version 1, so it's okay. Cool. All right, is that a good amount of time? Probably pretty short, right? Yeah. All right. Who's open to reading theirs out loud? I got 1, 2, 3. So Sean, Joe first. Everyone was quick. Yeah, there's no mic, it's just recording.
Yeah.
So just, what do you do, Sean? Who do you help?
I'm a commercial finance broker, so I help business owners when they're looking to borrow money.
Sweet.
So this one is about somebody named Jim who was looking to restructure his business. Jim thought refinancing his cars would be simple. He was wrong, and it nearly shut his business down. For years, he stuck with the same lender because he never missed a repayment. He figured loyalty bought him leverage. He expected his lender to back him when it mattered. When the restructure came, the lender shut the door. No help, no options. Jim was devastated. Without those vehicles, his business couldn't keep running. That's when he called me. Together, we broke it down. His business goals, the vehicles he needed on the road, while the business needed a restructure. We worked through it with the lender and secured approval in 48 hours. It was tough, but that's why people call me. If your lender isn't backing you when it counts, I can help fix that. Send me a message, I'll show you how.
Sick. Thanks for that. Awesome. That was pretty good. That's epic win as well. I think with the feedback on that, it's actually, you're a really good writer, so it's hard to critique you, but I would try and layer in a little bit more specificity. And so where was Jim from?
He was in IT managed services.
Yeah, but where did he live? Like where was his business and stuff? Yeah, in Sydney. And how'd you meet him?
Face-to-face.
Yeah, so I would just layer that into the post. So I met Jim, like a thingo from Sydney or whatever, but in a way that you can, whereabouts in Sydney is his business, in the city? Or?
Yeah, in the city.
Yeah, so what, do you know what street kind of thing? If you can work out specifics like that. So I met Jim at this event last Thursday morning, so people can kind of visualize it. And then you talk about how I actually saved his business from XYZ, it was crazy. So if you lead in with that, it's quite personable and stuff like that. Because if someone reads your hook, you're primarily targeting Sydney business owners, most likely. And so if you can weave Sydney, this cafe in Sydney, George Street, something like that within the actual hook itself, it will make it really relatable to people straight away, and a bit more of those specifics. Because right now, someone might read it and be like, oh, this could be something generic, but they are your ideal client. And so if you say Sydney CEO, 500-person company, if they're a Sydney CEO with a 500-person company, 100% chance they're going to read it, because they don't read any of that stuff on LinkedIn as well. But that was a really good one as well. What's the free thing that you could potentially give away with it?
Really good question. It would just be a case study of how I did that for the last person.
Exactly, that's perfect. So easiest case study, if you can't think about a free thing, just say, if you want the 7-minute video or the 7-page document recording how we did it, click here. So just literally go back to the actual post. Do you want to see how we did it? So mainly if you go, do you want to see the 7-minute video with the 10 ads how we did it? Easy. That's perfect. Thanks, dude.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
No, I don't have the mic,
please.
sorry. So I met with LinkedIn recently and they were like, you should be doing lots of video.
Nah.
So that's my question.
Nah. Nah.
Discourse, text.
So there used to be a video section on LinkedIn as well, which was a video thing. They got rid of it. And the problem with LinkedIn video now is like, okay, when you're consuming LinkedIn, right, you don't expect to watch video. And so because of that, you're usually not in a situation where you want to turn the video on. So I'd scroll LinkedIn in the elevator. I'm not scrolling Instagram threads in the elevator unless I got headphones in. So the way that people use the platform. So I think horizontal videos are good with LinkedIn if it's back with a text-based one. It's very hard to get vertical videos now because for someone to read the text on the vertical video, they have to click on the video. And then the sound comes out. Yeah. But you're like, fuck, I'm on the bus, I don't have my headphones in. So that's what, usually we consume content that way, which people, you know how weird it is, like you're on Instagram and you scroll on the music, you're like, oh fuck, you know, like everyone hears you. It's like, but the way we kind of consume it, people don't usually associate with it as well. I think, how long ago was that?
That was maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I just haven't seen video working that well, to be honest. Like
Articles, just post versus
articles can work really well, but posting,
Yeah.
like the short dopamine hit as well. Yeah, awesome. Sean, do you mind passing the mic forward, if that's all right? Oh, thank you.
We do office technology. So how I helped my client fit out their new offices across Australia and help take away all the stress and hassle for them, giving them a smart new office fit out with up-to-date technology. So my client started off as a small business in ACT. I had originally helped them with just one small photocopier back in 2023. They reached back out to me as their business had grown into Australian-wide company right across Australia. This meant they were now opening offices across Australia and needed help to fit out these offices, including office furniture, office technology, large interactive screens in their boardrooms. So I guided my client through a process cementing a new relationship also with their new IT manager, which I didn't have before. So that started a new relationship. I took all the stress and worry away from my client by communicating all the logistics with my suppliers whilst keeping my client under their budget and away from all the hassle that went with that. So if you want to know more about how I can help you with your office technology, whether it's a small a printer or any sort of small office technology hardware or an upgrade to a office fit out, please click the link below and for a free health check. And also, since then, my client has invited me to their office opening in Sydney, where I will be attending and looking forward to attending and supporting them.
Okay.
That's epic. That was really good. I think just a couple of things around like the copy, because the story is really good. I can tell probably from your business, a lot of it's relationship based over a period of time. So I think you're kind of like pushing that angle as well. I would say you can go for a couple of angles for this as well, which is really cool. So when did you first sell them a photocopier?
2023.
Yeah, so you could start with the hook saying, I sold my client one photocopier in 2023. And then last week I was at the grand opening of their 15th office after we've fit them all out and we've done work with them for X amount of years. So you could have that, and then you being at the grand opening, which probably there'd be photos there or something like that. Yeah. And then I would talk about like, you know, here's how we built a relationship together to help them fit out 15 offices. And then you just go through how you build a relationship or how you build a relationship for the business. We chatted, you know, we texting XYZ, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then kind of run at the end of like, hey, we also documented like something to do with the process of like, if you want to see how we scaled out, you know, their 15 businesses or the process that we do to do that, click here. Because if you make the thing linked to what you did, like people want to kind of see that. And you don't actually have to produce something crazy. Yeah. It could just be 2-3 page document on just like the steps, which is extended. But I think that would be an epic post. if you did that. Because if you did a photo of them with their office, in 2023 we sold them one photocopier. Now we helped them scale, fit out 15 offices kind of thing. That's cool. And I'd probably say, where was the event for the last office?
It's in Sydney.
Yeah, I'd say, do you remember what street?
Castle Road.
Yeah, so I'd be like, 2023, I saw my client one photocopier, and 2 weeks ago, I was at the grand opening for their 15th office location just here in Castlereagh Street, and then you just talk about the story. Yeah. It's like some type of a hook like that as well, which is kind of more inspirational, because I think for you guys as a business, you're probably positioning as like relationship-based. Like, we're working with you for a long period of time, this isn't a short thing, and if that's kind of your personality and your brand, seems like from that story it is, then you can position that. But that was a really good story.
And they've also given me a referral as well.
That's awesome.
So that's only going to keep growing. But
Yeah, that's epic. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I think there was one at the front. Yeah, Andrew.
Hi there, everybody. My name's Andrew. I run a business called RecMate, and we help recruiters with their systems and processes.
Sick.
Okay, so my little win was, and I'll just read it ad verbatim, we brought in 120K of sales in 4 weeks for Rob, who was down on his luck and his revenue. I have a recruitment owner called Rob in Sydney who was down on sales. He had just had a marriage breakup and his dog also passed away.
Jesus.
In general, he was having a bad streak of luck. How we helped: 1, we reviewed his lead generation. There was nothing automated. 2, we set up an automation to target existing clients he hadn't spoken to recently. 3, we sent 3 emails only over 10 days. 4, within 4 weeks, he had made 6 placements from that campaign alone. 5, he is now repeating this process monthly. We couldn't bring his dog back or his partner, but we brought in 120K worth of revenue in 4 weeks. Want to see the exact framework we used? Comment winner chicken dinner below.
That's amazing. That's so good. Winner chicken dinner. That was like really good. Like that's one that would go well on LinkedIn. I would say, a couple of things on it as well is the lead magnet to give away. I would say, do you want to see the exact 3 emails he used? Super easy. People are like, yes, I want to see the 3 emails. Around the hook, I think it's just the hook you need to firm up. That's the only thing. So what was the outcome that you got him?
120K of sales in 4 weeks.
So I'd be like, I helped my recruiting client in Sydney close 120K in 4 weeks. And just lead him with that. So it's like recruiting client Sydney, or you want to call a recruiter in a way that they associate with something as well. So like if you can say, do recruiters call themselves nicknames and stuff? Like what would a Sydney recruiter kind of call themselves?
Yeah, just recruiter.
Yeah, so you just use recruiter. So whatever the slang that someone would actually use. Like I grew up on the Northern Beaches in Sydney, so people call it the beaches. So if I just say to someone, the beaches, they immediately know what that is because you're on like the in crowd as well. So the more, the Shire, perfect. If you just say the Shire, then people know immediately that is. And if you can talk about lingo and things that people know and associate with areas, it builds a lot of familiarity as well. But the only other thing is when you get people to comment a name, you want to comment like leads, something very small, because I had a client who he said comment apple and he had an apple emoji and it worked really well. So something like that, like comment this would work really well. And that exact win, I'd repurpose that via your email. And I'd also have a post that says comment to get it, and also post it 2 weeks later saying click the link to get it. So I'd literally repurpose it. Can I share with you guys a couple of golden rules of content as well? Just definitely things to do and not do. So golden rule for content: no emojis, no hashtags, no capitals, no bold, nothing other than plain text ever to begin with. Never. Just begin with that. That's absolute golden rule. The second thing is you need to write at a 5th grader reading level. It has to read like a children's book. The next one is you need to give your copywriting, you need to allow it to breathe. So the enemy of good copy is making something hard. See how this feels like you can breathe as you read it? People don't read, they scan. They literally just scan something as well. And then another thing is you want to spend most of your time on the hook. A shit hook can't change a good post. Or a really good hook, you can have the shittest post after a great hook, that's fine. Honestly, the hook is 80% of the copy itself. There's a few other fundamentals behind there, but that's really it. And then the other last one is you want to write the way you speak. And so when you write, read it out loud afterwards as well. Like actually out loud, because you want to see. Because usually the way you tell a story at a dinner party or something like that, that's how you want to speak as well. So a lot of the time we're kind of like pre-programmed to write like we do in school or corporate stuff as well. Content and copywriting is like the opposite of the way we're taught to write, which is really hard. So it feels like you're reverting back. It's too simple and stuff like that as well. But once you kind of nail those things, then on LinkedIn, one other handy thing is when you're writing content, if you can, what should we call it? So scroll down here. If you can write the post, so after someone clicks the ... more button, it fits onto one mobile screen. Like one, because you know when you like read a post and you're like, oh, that looks interesting, click more, and you're like, oh, fucking essay, here we go. Like you just scroll past. So like all you're trying to do, like this is you're just capturing attention, like immediate, right? And a lot of people won't click now or whatever, but you just want to be known. So much of my content I produce is like, boop. And the stuff that's longer always goes worse. It's not you should never do long content, but it does work quite well. But honestly, just these few rules, if you stick to them, like you'll get 3 times as much reach from your content, because most people just don't stick to this stuff as well.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why, not that I use them, but why no hashtags, no emojis? Like, not that I don't use emojis, but like hashtags.
It creates like hashtags especially create a sense of like it feels marketing-y when people see it. It's all to do with a feeling. It's like when you see a lot of emojis and bold and hashtags, you immediately associate it with, oh, there's a lot of clutter. It's really hard as well. When you just do plain text, there are points where emojis are great, but it's like complicated to weave it in, which makes it hard. So if you just do 100% plain text as well every time, it's easier for your stuff to perform, because it's easier for people to consume it. Because every time you put a bold or an italics or a hashtag or emoji, it's like a roadblock that someone's running into in the writing, when really the way we consume LinkedIn or any social media is you're literally just doing these ones. That's it. So you're just stopping for a hook. And so if someone stops at this post and they click more, as an example, and they read that, it's like really tiny. It's bite size. It's easy to digest. So your content, it needs to be like a Mentos on the table. It's very easy to just eat a Mentos. You don't even think about it. Like you don't even think, but like let's say you want to eat a sandwich. That's like a commitment. You got to think about it, like whether you're going to commit. And then let's say when someone's like, hey, here's this 1,000 word book, or read my book, right? That's saying, let's go to a 10-course degustation 3 hours away. Sure, it's free, but you got to drive 3 hours, get full and drive 3 hours back. So it's a huge commitment of time commitment. So you want to create it like, imagine your post is like a Mentos, and it's trying to lead someone down into where they can then get the Kit Kat. So like the Kit Kat would be the free thing you give away, and it's slowly leading them through building more and more trust each time. Really good question, thank you. We've got enough time, one more as well. Yep, we'll do maybe 2. Anastasia, and I can't read your name badge and my eyes are bad. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you. All right, so Josh from GrowthMate. I run an outbound lead generation company for small, medium and large Australian businesses. Sorry. Josh, my company's called GrowthMate. I run an outbound lead generation service company. So we look after small, medium and large companies to get them more leads, more meetings and more revenue.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. I documented the process of how I got my Sydney finance client $100 million in lending in 6 months. Here's exactly how we did it. 1, we saw 6,000 prospects that were ideal customers based on specific intentional data points. 2, we emailed each of these prospects with their pain points, solutions, and dream outcomes. 3, we called each prospect and booked in 800 meetings for our client and subscribed 2,000 people to their newsletter.
Hell yeah.
They went from a product that was awesome that nobody knew about to an amount of meetings that they had to employ 2 people to service them. Do you want an 8-page copy of how we did it?
That's sick. That's awesome. I think that's really good. So,
question, Matt.
Yeah.
Why 8 page? You said to me 8 page. Is there any rationale between 8?
I can't remember why I said 8 page. Just a specific number that looks intentional but may not be intentional.
Okay. Cool.
So you just want to say, like in copy, specifics win as well. Yeah. So I think with that win and stuff, you can double up like with a lead magnet as well. Do you want to see the exact process we did? You could also say, we booked 500 meetings for our clients. Do you want to see the exact 3-step email that they did? Another one. So that win you've got there, you can repurpose that to like 5 different posts. One other golden rule of copywriting is when you have a post that explodes, like goes really well, post the exact same thing again in 1 month's time. Just don't change it at all. And then again in another month, just don't change it again. So the same, like whenever I go viral on a post, same post again, multiple times.
You don't get penalised?
No. No.
And that's posting, not reposting, right?
Posting. Regular posting, fresh. One more, Anastasia, I think.
Hello, I'm high performance and business coach, helping executives and entrepreneurs to start or grow their businesses. So my post is pretty short. I helped my client, leadership consultant from Europe, build 20K pipeline after 2 months working together. She went from $500 in 6 months to 20K pipeline in 8 weeks, with 5K received in cash immediately. Here is what we did. First, I fixed her outreach approach and got laser focused on targeting her ideal customer. Second, instead of scattered message serving everyone, she became top of mind of a few B2B customers and worked on nurturing them. 3, I fixed her offer stack and pricing. 4, we worked on her confidence levels that actually help her close those B2B sales. We haven't even touched on content yet. Ex-corporate building her business. She was that close to throwing in the towel, but I didn't let her. I made her win instead. Want to see the exact one-page B2B outreach strategy we used? Click here for a copy.
Awesome. Hey? It's pretty good. I think that's good. I think the hook itself is really good because like you're targeting leadership coach, this much money, this much period of time. So the hook is very specific. Whereabouts in Europe?
In Bulgaria.
Yeah, if you're targeting more people in Bulgaria, you could even just say Bulgaria as well at the same time, even more specific. I don't actually know how I could improve that post because you're a pretty good writer as well, to that as well. The only thing I'd think about is like, with your DMs when you're reaching out, I would take the case study or thing that you built and you might actually do the DMs she sent, whatever, you said she didn't do content or he didn't do content. I would say, I would take the strategy and then I'd message other leadership coaches and be like, hey, saw you're also a leadership coach. I worked with my client XYZ, helped them get 20K in pipeline and close $5,000 in XYZ. Do you want to see the 3-page guide how they did it? So I'd take the same client case study, you can actually rewrap the same thing and just use it as outreach. Yeah, so really easy thing is like, take your best client win. So finance company, B2B, Sydney, 500 employees, right? You chat to the CEO, who are all the other people? Who are that person? And then just message and be like, yo, I saw you know this person, we helped them do 100K landing and book 500 meetings, whatever it is. Do you want to see the whole process and the 3 emails we sent for them to do it? And you just send it to those people. So you can take the post and then just respin it and repurpose it into like a DM that you can actually send to people as well. So like whenever you create content, the key is like repurposing across multiple things at the same time. Like it's really easy to like write one post and put it out there and like see you later. But if you can write one post, goes well, do it 3 times, use it in your DM outreach, send it via emails. It's the trick to getting, so I put out 3 emails a week, 14 posts, a few YouTube videos. I was doing a full-time podcast before as well, posting in our community, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't take me more than 3 to 4 hours, like really, to be honest, because I just take one idea and I spin it into like 3 or 4 things, and then I just do it over time. And then every time when I post content, I make 50%, and then I look at all my past content and I go, this one, this one, this one, this one, and 50% is old content. So you don't actually need to spend as much time on content as you think, which a lot of us are scared of at the same time. That was awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing. Next part. So now I just want to show you, we've got that 41-page report of viral content. What everyone wrote and produced there has the ability to get heaps of leads. So there's this thought that you need AI to help you write. You literally don't. Like what's coming out of your brain is the best thing. The thing that you want to use AI for is just to coach you and help you edit. Because the best way to get better at the writing process is, everyone here has got amazing wins, is use AI, be like, hey, tell me what I'm going wrong. Tell me how I can fix this. Because then once you get an eye for it and you know what good looks like, you can then just replicate it each time. It's like, is anyone here good at design? I'm terrible at design, but my business partner Steve is great at design. He designed this whole entire deck, all this stuff. Steve could describe to you why it works well. He could describe to you like the fonts, the colors, the structure, all these things. I cannot do that because I don't have the skill. But it's the same with copywriting and content. you want to be able to, if you can, like, I can take someone's post because I've just done it a lot and describe. Once you get to that point, like we've got a client, Josh Lohman, he just went really deep into this. And after 3 months, he produced a few lead magnets. One got 10,000 comments, the other 8,000. But like once he went deep into doing it, he's like, man, I can do this every time. Repeat it. So, because you want to know the skill, because a lot of people, what they're doing right now is they're just writing AI slop, pretty much. It's just terrible. And when you do that, it creates a negative attribution to your brand as well. Because if someone reads it, like, that sucks. But so you want to use like, you don't want to use AI to like write the content. You want to use it to coach you to get better. Because when you think about it, AI is this like perfect pattern matching machine that can do anything. But our brains are random. So when a thought comes up, I don't know what thought's going to come up. So when I'm going for a run and I get an idea for a post, that's a random thought that actually came up. I didn't actually control it. And so when I'm, writing my phone what the post is about, or I'm using speech to text audio in my phone, all those thoughts about a story are totally random. And so then I take that, the random story, and I plug it into AI to help me finesse it. You never want to get it to start from the nexus as well, because it will just create AI sameness, because it's drawing from the same location as well. It's a big problem that I see with a lot of places. So if I go here as an example, and I go, okay, cool, I'll open up this report. I'm going to send you everyone this report afterwards, by the way, so you can use it. So all you do is you go Control A, you copy it, and you paste it here. Just say, I'm going to paste a report on viral LinkedIn content. Can you just say okay after, please? Cool. When it works. And I just paste it. So now it's just primed with all the viral stuff. And so then what I do is I go, okay, cool. Here's the post. Now, the more information you can add inside about your business, your ideal clients, and prime it and brief it. If you've got a couple of page document, that also helps a lot, because then it can kind of get into the mind of it. Then you just say, I just wrote this post. Actually, I just wrote this post. What I want you to do is, can you help coach me and just get an understanding how I might be able to improve it? Give me some other examples of different hooks, other things that I could potentially add to the post, and how I can enhance it so it gets more eyeballs from the right people. Cool. And then you paste the post. And then you just use it as a coaching tool to assist you to get better. Because I find one of the best things about AI is that when you use it, it gives you a very fast feedback loop. And so you can skill up on something really quickly and really easily when you're going through. So it gives me the weak spots of what's actually happening. It gives me how I can enhance it. It gives me a rehook, a story body, a resolution, an ending CTA, positioning, quick reframe. And I may disagree with this stuff as I actually go through. I might actually disagree, but that's okay, because I'm using it as a feedback mechanism to learn and get better at the skill. Because ultimately what you want to do is you want to be able to log into LinkedIn and scroll through content and be like, I know why this went viral. I will explain it to you. Because then once you can reverse engineer the process of how it happened, you can then apply it to yourself, which helps a lot. Because it's just a huge thing I see where people are using AI to do this, and it's creating a negative perception of your brand, because it's not your voice. And if people are just using AI to create heaps of content, they're just taking the internet's voice. You're not actually taking your voice. The thing that's going to matter, personal brand being your moat, is going to be your opinions on things and your unique stories as well. It's like how you've lived your life. So, go here. So now you guys have a simple and repeatable post template that you'll actually be able to use, and that you'll be able to use this over and over and over again to get inbound leads. And let me know as you do post it how it actually goes as well, because post templates and formats are really, really key. And once you have a few of them and that you can use, you can keep repeating them over and over and over again. But that's just like one great post as well. Like when you want to create an inbound engine, it does take like a system. And so here's kind of part of a content system, or things that over time you want to get better at to skill up. So creating post ideation workflows. So what that means is, as you're walking around, how do you take the idea of a post? Where do you store it? when do you come back to write it? What's your writing time? It actually really matters. What also matters is when you're writing, what's your setup? What are you writing in? Are you caffeinated? Is it the morning? All of that stuff matters and also depends on your personality type. Then content formats, do you have visual assets, the strategy, post structure, the back-end routing, so can you get people's email addresses, mining stories, taking current client transcripts and then pulling them across, weekly writing sprints on when you do it. There's so much different stuff, monthly diagnostics of seeing what's actually working. So like a template works really, really well, but then a lot of the time there's all these other things that come along with it. It's kind of like whenever someone says something simple, it's like, it's always there's other complications with it. But honestly, from those ones you've got right now, that is like enough to just get started and just start doing things. We've put together an audit. So I'll put a QR code up on the screen, but Olivia also put it inside the chat. We'll go through and do an audit together. What this does is it scores you and your LinkedIn profile around where you are. But it's not just LinkedIn, it's the systems behind it, how you feel about posting, the consistency of booking meetings, all that stuff matters. And it's not about booking 30 meetings a week. What matters is you have a system that you can rely on and you can get better over time. Because like anyone can do like some crazy amount of marketing in a month, but if you just fizzle out and you burn out afterwards as well, that doesn't actually matter. So what matters is you have a system, you can do stuff and you can stack on top of the system and keep going, which matters a lot. So there's 18 questions in it, so I'll go pretty fast. Might cut it down after the first session because it takes a while. And then as you go through, just mark yourself as black, red, yellow or green as well. And then right at the end, we'll just review the scores together so you can see where the kind of gaps are as well. So if you scan this QR code or just click on the link in WhatsApp as well, and it will pull up the actual quiz itself. So all you do is you put in your email and phone number here. Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read and explain the questions, and then on your phone you can like look at it at the same time and just answer them as you go through. So the first question is, how consistent and sustainable is your current content publishing rhythm? So not sustainable and inconsistent is like you just post at the very last minute, you don't really know what's going on. Consistent, scalable system is you're posting, let's say 3 to 5 times a week or more. You're keeping a 2-week buffer between all your content. You know exactly what's happening and going out and you're not stressed about it. That's like the ultimate point. So wherever you might be there. So I'll just click a random one. Next is, do you have a reliable system for capturing ideas from conversations, wins, insights, and turning them into publishable posts? So some type of a system, have an idea, you think about it, you can document it somewhere, it goes to some type of a hub that you use as a system to actually create content, because you never want to start writing from a blank page as well. Cool. Next one is, are you rotating through proven content formats that are actually driving really great engagement from the right people? Next up is, do you have a central binge bank of long form or repurposed content, either YouTube, blogs, or anything like that, where prospects can consume in depth and self-convince themselves? So a binge bank could be a blog, newsletter, YouTube, podcast, anything, something where people can binge your stuff, because everyone knows binges are buyers. Cool. Next one is, do your posts reliably trigger inbound conversations or DMs? So do you know that when I post content, I'm going to get between 2 to 5 people reach out to me and talk to me each time. It doesn't have to be a massive amount, but you reliably, you know. And so if you market to large CEOs, it might be 2 a week. If you market to SMB, it might be 20 a week. But like, do you have a consistent, are you getting it consistently? Next up is, are you embedding resources, so lead magnets or micro magnets, into your posts so you can track attribution? So you can see, are my ideal clients engaging on my stuff and are they clicking to want the free stuff as well? This is the best way to track if your content's getting just likes or leads. Next up is, do you have a daily DM system that reliably produces meetings? So what I mean by that is, are you able to just log in if you have a period of time? you know where to go, you know what to do, and you can consistently book meetings over time as well. This is important just for your own sanity and your own process, because if you're jumping in each time, you're like, don't know what to do, don't know where to start, it takes a lot of time to warm up and get into it. Next one is, how strong is your lead sourcing and warm intro system? So are you using the contacts or just people you know in your life who already trust you and are already an identity ally with you? Are you using them to get an in through LinkedIn and other social media platforms and getting referrals through that consistently, which is super key. It's probably one of the most powerful things on LinkedIn as well. Next is, do you have proven DM scripts and a conversational flow that you can start a chat with someone and take them over a chat, maybe over a day, a week, or a month, over that period of time that eventually leads to a call, and so you kind of know the whole flow through of what happens as well. Again, you don't have to be booking 30 calls a week, that's fine, but just knowing you have the process. Next is, do you have a system to track every DM and follow up until they convert or close out? So the hard thing about LinkedIn is you sometimes start chats. I've done this a lot of times. You forget you had a conversation with them and it's lost and it's gone. Do you have a system that keeps it all housed in a repository that you keep going back and that you know the follow-ups as well? Cool. A few more. Told you it's pretty long. Next one is, do you pre-qualify prospects in the DMs so only high quality leads make it onto calls? Really crucial if you're a small business owner, because a 1 hour call of your time with a lead that will never buy and just wants free stuff is not good. So do you have a system where you can talk to people and get them to that point as well? Next up is, do you know your full sales flow from DM to book call to close and these kind of clear metrics and ratios? So like, do you know like from this many people that opt in for some free stuff that go all the way to eventually closing the deal and the stats and the messages between there as well? Cool. Next one is, when someone lands on your LinkedIn profile, does it position you as a trusted authority with a clear offer? What that means is, do you have people messaging you when they first send you the message? They're very aware what you do and if you can help them as well. It's really crucial, because if someone looks at your profile and they're like, I don't really know what you do and if you can help me, if they're an ideal client, it's like a missed opportunity, which kind of sucks, which is really bad. Then, do you run structured offer campaigns? So are you regularly reaching out to people monthly or bi-monthly or whatever it is, saying, hey, do you want to engage with us? Do you want to come to an event? Do you want to come to a webinar? And you've got a sequence and a flow of what you do. So we use that to get all of you guys here, that actual flow as well. So some type of a reach out flow based off a list that you've created or an email list. And the flow could literally just be, Eric just says, hey, I've got space for 2 more clients next month who want to do X, Y, Z. Let me know if you're interested. That could be an outreach flow as well. Then, do you have a seamless marketing flow from when content drives to lead magnets, opt-ins, and nurture sequences? So can you like capture a lead, it comes in, they get another couple of emails, then they get your regular email cadence, and then you regularly reach out to them for something that you've got on, and you can track that whole journey of what they've been through as well. Cool. Next is, do you have visibility into your full funnel? So can you see kind of like how many views you're getting, profile viewers, DMs, calls, closes, or are you kind of guessing what's working as well as you go through? There's a lot of moving parts to LinkedIn as well, as you probably noticed. And do you also have an email and SMS system that repurposes content, nurtures leads, and keeps prospects warm until they're ready to buy? So what I mean by that is, like let's say someone comes from LinkedIn, they give you your information, can you then SMS them and or email them, giving them more free stuff? So that keeps them as an engaged lead as you go through until they're ready to buy. I think it's nearly the last one. Do your back-end systems, can you tag automations and sequences, run so that leads are consistently nurtured and move forward without you thinking about it? Because when you produce content, it takes time to produce content. When you're talking to people and sending messages, it takes your time. When you have a system that captures emails and auto nurtures, 5-day email courses, all that kind of stuff, that creates trust without you doing anything, which is amazing. I love that stuff. Cool. That's the score that I randomly picked as well.
The same as mine.
Sick. We're 37% of the way there. I put together this audit because for a few reasons, but the biggest reason is a lot of the time we think we know all the stuff that we need to do, and we spend 12 months doing it, and then we realize there's this other ocean of other stuff which I totally missed and fucked up, which I learnt this myself from doing it. So we actually had to build the process. So if I go back here, so go back. What we'll do now, we'll do 3 minutes on the clock now as well. Just with the person next to you, just have a quick discussion on like what's some stuff or some holes that you might have found, or some kind of the holes that you actually want to fill, and what do you feel like you need to actually fill the gaps as well. So just discuss, hey, from everything I saw here, maybe it's content, DMs or systems or whatever, what's that kind of stuff that I might actually need to actually go through?
I was just talking to Eric and saying, we've got some great customers, but we forget to ask for referrals.
Funny, there's a CRM that could do it all.
Yeah, be fun.
Yeah, it's hard, because like every system is like totally different. It's like sometimes a LinkedIn, it's very different to a real estate system or whatever. But everyone knows like the value of systems as a business owner, right? Getting it back. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense having the whole thing. Shelton.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, just tracking engagement on social media and LinkedIn in particular, because it's so difficult to work with the API, right? So you just end up getting a VA in the Philippines to fill out a Google sheet, and then sitting in there and it's like, oh crap, I've got to report on that, and how do I then be able to look up the profile to work out if it's an ideal customer? And it just becomes too much hassle.
Yeah, it is difficult. It is quite hard. Anyone else, some stuff they've kind of learnt or they want to implement as well? Anastasia.
Well, for me, the biggest problem is actually like building on those sequences.
Yeah.
Like on the nurturing, because I build my evergreen magnet with like 5+1 emails. But it's like all those, when they enter your system, their ecosystem, to make sure they're nurtured in the right stages in the right ways.
Yeah.
So I'm currently I've built everything myself.
Yeah.
Through the kit and everything, and but then it's just potentially probably hiring someone to do it like the whole, that. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's kind of. Oh, sorry. Do I have to repeat myself?
No, it's all good. Totally fine.
Yeah, so that's probably the biggest thing, because like I don't struggle with consistency and everything, like that's fine, self-scheduled and prioritized. But it's just that system, like the huge piece.
Yeah. It took us a while to build it. It's really hard, but we got there as well. Anyone else? Other stuff? Eric?
Wait, Eric, wait.
Yeah, currently I'm using a CRM system, but the problem is a standard SMS or standard WhatsApp messages to leads, which doesn't look good, and it's just general. So just the VA or the AI can try to customize it, and then at the point where I start the call with the leads, it's kind of like warmer, and it's easy to close the deal.
Yeah, easier. They've been nurtured a lot more as well. Anyone else?
Managing my time, so and planning ahead. So I know what day I'm sending out my LinkedIn post.
Yeah.
So I'm going to manage my time. So when I get my, hits, feed, like likes and comments or whatever, I actually am managing the time to go through and have a look and see who's reached out to me. Because sometimes I do a post and people reach out to me and it might take me 3 days to get back to them. Which is not good.
Yeah, it's like having that consistent habit kind of built in as well, even if it's like 20 minutes a day. Yeah, it's just a habit of like, that's why I like the post formats as well, because like you just like, okay, Monday's a story, Wednesday's a how-to, Friday's a contrarian, that's it. And you just like lock it in and you're like, I post at 10 a.m. And then when you have that, it creates a lot of safety.
My question to you was actually also, what is there a good time to post? Like you just said 10 a.m. on a Monday or 3 p.m. on a Monday?
Cool. I'll give you like the absolute best time to post ever on LinkedIn. It's the time that's easiest for you to post. That's the best time. There's no magic time. Like if you're looking for magic and engagement on LinkedIn, 10:30 at night is when all the US people are online. Yeah, so for Australia, that's not good. Like, it sucks. I would just, it just depends on for yourself. Like, if you like to have your morning free and you do other work and you like to post at 2 p.m, that's fine. Like, it's totally fine. It doesn't matter that much. Like, you could argue that 8 a.m. is a great time to post, you know, because everyone can see it throughout the day. But if you create great content over time, people will see it, like, over time. Like, you want to kind of like show up consistently, and by you just doing that, like, yeah, I think like there's a lot of things around like, what should I write here? What should I do? What time? A lot of it is like, it doesn't matter as much. What matters is the consistency of you doing it. So if you did 7 o'clock at night and that's like your time, it's fine as well. Yeah. What Matt? Yeah.
Can I add something, Matt? It's actually so true what you just said, because that post that went viral for me on Friday, I always had that myth that Friday is usually the worst day, because people usually clock off on Friday, like, you know, this. And then I posted that at 5 p.m. on Friday, like in the car. That went to like 60,000 impressions, you know, like all of them. And I'm just like, this is weird, like. And then I realized it's about hook. I think it's about hook and that format, like the story and contrarian point on this and everything. So
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with time, with days.
Yeah.
That's my observation.
I couldn't agree more. It's like, sometimes it can happen, but like really it's the strength of your writing that cuts through. I've had crazy viral stuff on the weekend. I remember one time I went to an event in the Gold Coast, and Sean was there actually, and like I went to an event in the Gold Coast and I got back to my hotel room and I was watching the Diary of a CEO and I was like really annoyed at something, so I just wrote a rage post and it went crazy. And I never posted at that time as well. So yeah, it doesn't, what matters is that it's interesting content and usually that you're passionate about, because that passion goes through inside the writing as well at the same time. Yeah.
What scheduling, does that affect
Yes.
your live post?
100% scheduling affects. Yeah, it affects. Definitely. I've tested it. Sometimes I thought it hasn't, but I really think it does affect. Yeah, if you do it. It also affects the quality of the content you put out, because when you schedule, you don't double check it. So like usually when you post stuff, you want to hit the post button or have someone hit the post button. I can't tell you exact stats, but anecdotally, I'm pretty sure it affects it as well. And I don't know whether it affects it from the LinkedIn platform or the fact that when you schedule it, you don't write as good content. Like, I don't know which one it actually is, but I have seen a dramatic difference when you actually do it as well. But cool. Thanks for sharing that, guys, by the way. I think I've got another. So I'll spend the last few minutes as well just kind of like talking to what's possible from here as well, because we've built like a system that handles a lot of this stuff as well. And I can talk you through what that looks like and the kind of the whole journey. But I'll quickly share a slide before that, which goes through, actually it's this one here. Right. So we built a couple of tools for LinkedIn. I won't get into the specifics of this, but we built this tool called Link Ninja, which this tool and growth mode, which was a requirement for us to build it's like a connecting tissue. Oh, it's logged out. Great timing. It's a connecting tissue between our system growth mode and LinkedIn. So it took Steve and our developers to actually build it as well, because the bridge between like LinkedIn and other stuff is like quite difficult to do as well. So we actually have to build a middle software itself that actually does it. But this is kind of our system growth mode, which we use internally, which is like pretty awesome. So what it does is if I look at, so these are all leads that have come in and the times that they came in. 37,742. Probably a lot of you guys, because you did the actual quiz as well, so it came in.
Do I have to repeat myself?
But
yeah,
all leads
so
coming through here. That's been 2 years of people giving me their stuff with ads, which is pretty freaking crazy.
Like,
and putting links in posts.
Self-scheduled.
But the great thing about this system that we built,
but it's just that system, like the huge
is that I'll take Randy Molland as an example, who I chatted about at the start. October 9th, 2024, started stalking, and he consumed 21 different things. And then I can see from here all the different touch points of what he did, and even the dates of when stuff happened. But what's also awesome is he came from LinkedIn, he opted in through a post. I can see all his data over here as well that he's opted in for. And I can also see every email I've ever sent. I can SMS him, WhatsApp him, or email him from literally the one spot, which is pretty awesome. I can see everything that also happened down here as well. But not only that, is I can see every single LinkedIn message we've ever sent each other. So we actually built the system in a way so it brings in the LinkedIn messages into the system. So you can see the LinkedIn messages, text, emails, WhatsApps,
so I know
all in one together, which is super valuable because when you're looking at someone, I want to know, when did Randy first come into my world? What lead magnet did he come in from? What is Randy interested about? And how many other funnels or flows has he actually gone into? Which is super crucial because if you're creating content, you want to be capturing all the leads all the way back through as well. I won't go too much into the detail, but it's pretty awesome.
Does it record the likes and comments on your post?
No, but what we've built into it now is you can extract from your post the likes and comments and then pull those in as leads into the system to then reach out to people as well. So it can actually pull those in because a really common thing is you do a post, you get 50 likes, you want to extract all the comments out, pull out the people who are ideal clients and then reach out to them. So that is something that we've actually built into it, plus with a couple other features as well, which has been super fun to build. So just to rehash kind of from the beginning, selling is pretty freaking hard when people don't trust you. So selling, ultimate lubrication of the sales process, and AI is kind of killing the old way of earning it. So before, $50,000 on a website, all these other things that you could pay for trust, now you can't pay for trust. It's like, oh, you can, but it's slowly slipping away. And a lot of it's coming back to personal brand. And because of that, leads are unpredictable, AI breaking this playbook, it's just a huge one where like access to creating things online is there. Like, did I tell you guys, the 2 documents that we sent? We sent the workshop webpage and also the other webpage, 100% AI generated through Claude, through what we actually built as well. So you can have a really sexy looking brand, but you don't actually need to know brand, which is kind of crazy. When before, if you spent 50 grand on a website and you look legit, 10 years ago, you are legit. It's like you 100% are. Even nowadays, someone can just make an AI testimonial, so you actually don't even know if anything's even real. And so because of that, we kind of created a system that, after 2 years of doing what we're doing now, it's not a course, it's not an agency, it's essentially a partnership model where we work with businesses on how to implement this type of system with them, in particular so you don't get left behind. Because that's the hard thing with AI and everything that's changing right now, is that in 6 months, a lot of stuff can be obsolete as well. So you want to be with someone who's kind of at the bleeding edge. So what I showed you guys here today, that was like the tiny piece. Like I want to get full dirty into it, but I'd lose you guys. It's too. Some people might be able to stay for it, but that's kind of like the top piece. We're kind of like the mad scientists, what we do. And so what you really want is you want to get more leads faster. You want a pre-built growth system. So a system so you don't have to go out and like actually build something. It's like, it's done. I just use this system. So you can actually just keep extending and building your personal brand, building trust and using that as the moat as well. Because I think everyone's here because they're convinced that personal brand is a thing or you've already done it yourself. And so you're like, okay, I see the value in this. Has everyone here I'm assuming everyone here has booked a meeting from LinkedIn. Have you done it from someone's liked your post and then you message them and you fucking got a meeting? Like, holy shit, how did this happen? Like when the first time you do it, I remember I was like, this is crazy. Like, how did this happen? But it's pretty awesome. But creating this type of personal brand, it creates this kind of like moat around what you can actually do because no one can copy you. AI can't copy you. You can use AI to enhance you and distribution, but you can't copy. And what's awesome is you're still actually super early to the party as well. So right now on LinkedIn, like most people are on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, they think it's cool. And it is, it's a great platform, amazing content. And it's super crowded though. LinkedIn is pretty much just on easy mode. But most people, like you guys consume a lot of content on LinkedIn probably. Most people think LinkedIn is a new profile banner, post twice a week, post and pray essentially. That's like what most people, and has everyone here experienced that you posted for a few months on LinkedIn thinking that it would just I used to do that as well. For 8 months when I posted, I got no leads. I literally got nothing. And so that's kind of who you're competing with, what's actually happening. So to master and generate, $1 million plus to your business through LinkedIn, the reason most people can't do it is because there's actually this much stuff that's involved. And so if you're just posting, sending people some messages and stuff like that, you can get really good results from that. But if you want an actual system that's repeatable over and over, if you send 200 connection requests a week on LinkedIn, 100 people accept, that's 5,200 people. If they're all your ideal clients, imagine if you track them all in a system and then you're constantly giving them free stuff, 2,000 of those people opt into your emails, you're emailing them, you invite them to events. It's like you can systematize the whole entire thing, which is great. But the problem is, we didn't know this until we ventured into it 2 years ago. There's actually so much complexity, we had to literally build software to solve it. Thank God for AI, that's the only way we could build the software. Otherwise we would need to raise $10 million and have a team of 10 people, which would have been funny. We didn't need that, which was great. And so this is kind of like a 7-figure kind of system as well. So we built this for ourselves, and kind of now we're able to finally roll it out over 2 years. It's taken us this long to put it together. So personal brand is the moat around what you want to do. Then you've got what's called an outbound and an inbound engine. Your outbound engine is you can send 200 connection requests a week. You can also scrape your own posts, pull out people's emails and email them, which a lot of people don't actually do. There's a DM system, and not just DMing and asking for a meeting. How do I give someone something for free? How do I then just not talk to them for a week and then start another chat in another week? Then from that as well, you want an inbound system. So posting content, getting opt-ins, having funnels. So has everyone here heard of what's called a 5-day email course? Have you guys seen that before? So I've created 7 5-day email courses. So I have 7. And so literally when someone goes through my first thing where they click, then they go, hey, do you want a 5-day free thing worth $300? Love it. Then someone goes in, gets the 5-day free thing. Then we get to the end, it's like, do you want another 5-day free thing? Another one, another one. It's like unlimited. So I've had people go through it for like 2 years, never pay me any money, but I'm like, whatever, it doesn't cost me anything. But like you can build that in. And then after that point, there's so much other tracking and intent data. We haven't even gotten into like lead scoring as well. So you could track every time someone views your profile, connects with you, likes your content, opens your email, clicks the link in your email, clicks on your new lead magnet. Where did they come from? Did they come from your YouTube? Did they come from the post on which date? You can actually track all of that stuff and create that journey, which I showed you before, which is pretty crazy. And then having the systems on top to actually do it. Because the hardest thing right now is like, with LinkedIn, you can either use a Google Sheet to track, nothing. There's some software tools that are okay, but they don't usually have email, phone, and all that kind of stuff consolidated, which makes it difficult. Because you're like, did I chat to this person? Did I not? I don't actually even know. And so what we've kind of put together, so we worked with 1,500 people over 2 years. We've actually decided, it's taken us this long to bring out like our second offering, which we're actually, this is the kind of first time I'm showing it, other than the morning as well. But within the offering, a lot of what we do is not just implementing a system, we're actually coaching people on behavior change. It's actually behavior change. And so that's why this kind of first 4 weeks of working together, if you wanted to with us, is super important as well. Because I've worked with so many clients, I've seen the ones who wins and the one who don't. The ones who win stick and implement the system and build a habit of doing it. And it becomes a daily or every second day thing that they actually do, and they build it into their routine. Because if you don't love creating content and love doing it, you won't do it, like no matter what. It's like going to the gym. Like I remember I used to go like a Fitness First, I fucking hated it, like so bad. Now I go to CrossFit, I fucking love it. I just rock up, it's a class, like it's so fun. And creating that type of system that you enjoy, otherwise you just won't do it. What we've also done is we've gamified it. So we've actually set it up. So we've called the first 4 weeks the gauntlet. So for someone to continue working past the gauntlet, you actually have to make it through. Genuinely, because it actually requires effort to do this. It can't just like, it's not a set and forget thing as well. But after the gauntlet, we've got growth mode, and then we're going to tag these type of things based off how much revenue people drive to their business. Because when you gamify things and gamify revenue, is anyone here a gamer? Yeah, I used to be a gamer, but like this is the high score and everything. I used to play Call of Duty with my friends. We used to drive to an internet cafe in Chatswood. There'd be 10 of us there screaming till 3 in the morning. It was great. But like with these, taking these gaming things and then putting them in, so you actually gamify growing your business and making it fun as well. Because sending messages to random people is hard. You get rejected. It is difficult. So week 1, working together, what we do is we'd implement the system, setup, and foundations. So that software that you saw, like week 1 implemented. So you can start posting landing pages, capturing leads, SMSing people, emailing people, email flows, multiple day courses, and so you can begin doing that. So we've essentially taken our whole instance that we've had, we've like cloned the whole thing, every single funnel we've got, you just plug in your branding, colors, all that kind of stuff, and you just have a system live. And it directly connects with LinkedIn as well. So you can start from like a good space. Because if you don't, you send messages and post content, people just forget about you and you forget about them, which sucks. So you want to capture every little bit of juice about the time you're investing in it. Then week 2 is we run what's called a fast wins campaign. So that exact campaign that you ran for your client, where you essentially reach out to people, anyone who's ever said no to you before, anyone who you're currently talking to, you're saying, hey, we're doing this thing right now, hit them up on text message, email, reach outs, whatever it is, to try and get a quick cash win in. And this is something that you want to do regularly for your business. So you actually want to build this into a cadence. The easiest way to get new clients for your business is reach out to anyone that's ever said no to you before. It's like actually the easiest way, but you want to build that into an actual system as well. And then we're gamifying that so you do it with a group of people so you can actually win. The next is locking in your sales rhythm. So I like to call a thing called 10 before 10. You send 10 messages before 10 o'clock. If you do that, that's your prospecting for the day. At least you've done that. But what we're building in is like kind of like within this period of time, you've got to do these things. Because we know after working with so many people, if you do this stuff, you will get X results from it. You can't promise the exact results, but we know like these are the habits that you need to do to actually build it in for the long term. And then after that, then it's locking in your content rhythm. So you might be a 2-a-week person, a 5-a-week person, but you want to lock in a content rhythm. What days you're posting stuff with links? Are we tracking how many leads you're getting from them? Are they qualified leads? Are you reaching out to them? And having this as a whole rhythm. And we want to do this whole thing, which sometimes has taken clients 6 to 12 months, literally in 4 weeks. Because once you've got this baseline system humming, if you're an existing business owner, you'll just get business because it's a lot of work and a lot of actual intensity in your marketing as well. But we've just built it all into 4 weeks. We're calling it the gauntlet because we want people to go through it and kind of graduate through it. Because once you've done this, all the rest of the stuff will be easy. And so it's kind of a proven system. We've taken what we've done through building a program in 2 years and we're putting it all together. And now we're really just focusing on like Australia. So you notice my team, can everyone give them applause as well? Thanks so much, mate. Only been with me for 3 weeks, which is pretty crazy. And we put this event together, which is, they thought I was probably a crazy person, but we're here. But we're focusing really on Australia now because we've worked with everyone around the world. To be honest, I don't want to get on calls at 9 o'clock at night. And I also like meeting people in person. And so does my business partner, Steve, as well. And also just having this type of stuff. So we're investing in an office. We're going to get a workshop station in an office just like this. We're also going to have a studio there and do a lot more in-person stuff and actually have events in person. Because honestly, now with online, so much stuff is online, you actually want in person. It's actually quite nice as well. So building this in, so where we have multiple sessions every week that you can jump on, but these aren't just like random sessions. It's like we're doing stuff right now. It's like what we did right now with writing this content, we will do that stuff together. Because as a business owner, you just strap for time. Like you have to do implementation. So I've done the watch the video thing. Works for some people, but that's a special type of person as well. You want to do stuff together, get immediate feedback from people so you can just build it into your rhythm as well. Also AI-powered tools and templates as well. Because me and Steve are kind of like mad scientists. We just do crazy shit, right? And so because of that, we've worked out kind of like the roadmap of things that we can roll out. We can't do it all at once because we'd honestly just overwhelm people. But this type of thing, it's not like a short-term thing. It's a system that you build over time, leveraging LinkedIn as the base, but everything actually behind it as well as you go through. This is the system preview as well. So what we've built is Growth Mode is the CRM system. LinkedIn is the connecting tissue. I didn't even get into the fact that we built leaderboards and see who has the most post content and all that kind of like likes and stuff like that. I haven't even got into that. Also courses inside, SOPs so you can get your team to run it, templates, especially landing page templates and all our kind of funnels and everything. Because like there's only a few funnels you need. You need a lead magnet funnel, multi-day email course funnel, events funnel. There's only a few ones you actually need. So you just want to like clone the funnel, add in your questions, put in your branding, your colors and logos and you're done. Like you don't want to have to think about creating a funnel. Like I think, Sean, did you try and use our thing a year ago to create your own funnel? Yeah, it was like, it's hard. I remember. Yeah, it's actually really hard to build your own thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have tried to do it, but it's difficult as well. Yeah, but just spend a week doing it. Yeah, it's really difficult. So we just want to give you, literally, here's your funnel. Don't actually think, just produce content. Because the only thing that really matters is getting attention and winning trust. That's like all that matters. All this tech stuff you shouldn't have to think about. Because it's just, I had to deal with it. Like when I first started in business, I bought HubSpot Enterprise for $14,000. Did anyone buy HubSpot when they started? And I never used it. I literally never used it. I don't know why. Sean again. And so in the first 4 weeks, what we launched together is, number one, we want to launch a campaign immediately. And you want to have either a monthly or bi-monthly campaign, depending on your business. Now, a lot of people get scared of campaigns like, I don't want to stress people out. You just change your avatar every month. So 1 month you might be looking at recruiters, the next month finance people, the next month these people, you just rotate. So you want to have a campaign running all the time because it creates a reason for people to talk to you. Like it creates I can't remember what the name is as well, long day. Next one is installing growth systems. So the CRM, automations, DM sync, and pipeline, all built from LinkedIn. Because like the worst thing ever, has anyone sent a message to someone and you had a really great chat, they're going to become a really good lead and then you lost them forever? It's definitely happened to me multiple times as a salesperson. You want to have that stuff set up so you're not losing leads. The next is building out the outbound and inbound rhythms, sales and content processes for personal brand and leads. And all of this stuff is like, you want to put in the stuff in the beginning, but it builds over time. It's not like an immediate magical thing that actually happens, because as you go through, you learn the skills of how it happens. And most importantly, confidence and momentum. That's like everything. Because if you don't have confidence in something, like you just won't do it. Like everyone knows, like we've all been through the thing where we've gone really passionate about something, we've gone out and we started doing it, you kind of fizzle out and you get over it and you're done. You want to have that momentum to go with people as well. And so what we've built is, the way we've structured this type of program and this partnership is, we run an ongoing 4-week sprint. So we have the gauntlet, which we run every 4 weeks, which people go into. To enter into our program, you have to make it through. If you do not do the things, obviously, if something happens, right? But like if you don't do the things, you can't actually enter, because we only want people that are being accountable to it as well, because we just know from experience, like if you can't do that stuff, then we won't succeed. But then after that, it's an ongoing sprint where we cycle between 3 things. 4 weeks on content, 4 weeks on sales and DMs, 4 weeks on systems, and then we go again. So we do V1, 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 and then go again, because content now and then content in 12 weeks, it changes over time. So you have to keep up as a business owner as you're going through, which is also, it's really difficult for people to do. So what we did do before is, currently do it right now, is we have our 6-figure creators program. So we ran it for 2 years, 1,500 students. Our clients do about $180 million of revenue, and that's only the ones that have filled out the survey, so that's 1/3 of the people. That's the actual number I can show. All international. It's a bit more low touch though, and it's more growth fundamentals, and it's more for people getting started as well. We have had people from massive businesses through it though as well at the same time. What we're launching now is 7-figure creators, and we call this growth mode. So it's Australia focused because we live here, makes total sense as well. We do multiple calls per week and events, and a system for growth kind of included. So all the software and just everything included. So you don't need to get anything else when you're actually doing it, because it's really annoying. And so this is us or me. We eat, sleep, and breathe LinkedIn growth. So I'm the #1 lead generation expert in the whole of Australia, according to Favicon, across all social media platforms, and #3 in marketing. And me and Steve just talk about this shit all day, literally. And my team as well. This is like our obsession. So they've kind of, when we did onboarding, this is the same thing, which we actually went through as well, which is pretty cool. But we're like really obsessed around this as well. And that's kind of like our main focus, because my big passion is helping small business owners not have to worry about leads. Because that's like, if you're worrying about leads and worrying about financial stress and stuff like that, it permeates into all the rest of your life. When you fix the leads problem, everything else is downstream from lead generation as well. So this is us. So it's me, Steve. Steve used to be the CEO of a company called ApplyFlow here in Sydney. So as a listed company as well, in the recruiting software space as well. So we've been working together for like about 2 years now, and yeah, finally putting the face together as well. Then we've got a growing team of legends, which has been awesome as well. So we're looking to really expand here in Australia. So the future of like working with us, if you guys want to as well, think in 12 months from now, you're not chasing leads. Your personal brand does like the heavy lifting as well to get you in the door, to build a lot of that trust. Also based off relationships you've already built, just getting more back into contact with people. And then you're stacking growth every month, all the way to 7 figures on LinkedIn. Our goal is to drive $1 million plus to your business through LinkedIn. You may be doing $1 million or $2 million or $10 million now, but this is like this specific channel that we want to grow for you guys. So the graduate 4-week growth gauntlet in 7SC is 8 weeks working with us, 4 weeks of gauntlet, 4 weeks of access. it's $9,000. It's fixing the lead problem, the personal brand problem, putting in the actual system and everything, so you can just be running it. So you know predictably how many leads or whatever you're going to be getting every single week, because this is super important. And not only that, the way we've structured it is it's a 4-week gauntlet into a 4-week sprint, but then we're running calls, community, mastermind, in-person events every quarter. Obviously they're going to be in Australia to start off with. Eventually it'll be overseas, which would be really fun. Playbook library, monthly drops, so we're bringing out new things every single month. So we'll have the content month, then the sales month, then the system month, and just keep repeating as well. We've also got the whole CRM system you get and our whole entire Link Ninja system. There's a billion other things I could show you, but I don't want to get into that because it's too much in the weeds as well. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for coming. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much.